The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
And good afternoon, everybody. I'm here hitting buttons by myself right now, as you can see. No Hunter yet. These kids today, Zach, they think that the music is walk-in music, is their walk-up music instead of Is it? I think you're in 4. Let me hold on.
I can hear you.
Try that.
Hello. Yeah,
there
good.
He is.
There he is.
Yep. These kids today, Zach, we've been talking for about 3 minutes how they think this is their walk-up music. Flying in here with all the birds. And Hunter, I got
some of us have other things we're trying to get done and then trying to, drive 35 to 40 minutes over here.
Some of us.
Called class. So if it runs over by a few minutes.
Did you learn anything?
No.
Can I send this clip to your school?
You can. And then let me preface it with this. So I am in school, for most people that really don't know, for IT.
Okay.
Okay, cybersecurity.
Okay.
And the class I'm in right now is physics.
It don't got nothing to do with
that's what so there you go. If I learn anything or not in this class, it doesn't matter to me. As long as I pass.
Why?
I got caught up writing a paper and I didn't realize what time it was.
No, but what I'm saying is why is...
Oh,
Is that a...
there's... What is that? I don't know. Do you remember ever in school you would always wonder, like, why the heck am I even taking this class? But it's just a part of, like, the curriculum. You have to meet the certain amount of hours to be able to get that. And that's how I looked at it. I was like...
Physics isn't something that...
I was sitting there and I'm like,
you
what
take and don't have an interest in.
Right.
And so it's not like you just sit there, if you're not interested in it, holy crap. It's boring.
Yes, that's wow. And now you understand how I feel about it. But I was sitting there and I was just writing a little paper just so I could knock it out. And I didn't really catch track of what time it was.
That's just a weird thing, though. I'm just trying to think that the application that would be behind into anything that you're doing, unless it's got something to do with building robots and.
To me, the only way that I would have done anything with physics is the cybersecurity. No, there's no way I've used it at all. But it would be engineering at some point, in some sort of engineering. So I'm not in engineering, so I just sit there.
Wait till that particular.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
I had one that was I had a couple in college. You know, the basics that you have to have.
Yes.
And then you got elective classes that you have to have. That basically you're paying extra to go to school. One of them was an art class that I had nothing. Under no circumstances did that have anything to do with whatever I was studying.
Right.
So it They say they want you to do that. We want you to take classes. Like, I'm sure you do. We still got to pay for you, dodos.
You want us to pay for it. That's exactly
that
what
was
it
one
is.
of the ones that I didn't have to take that one, but that was the lesser of another evil, and I don't even know what the other evil was.
I'm so close
for me
to
be
being
taking
done.
the history of art.
Yeah, I'm so close to being done that if I didn't have to take this physics class and I didn't have to take this extra business course that's coming up in like a month or so, then I would bet I technically could be done next week.
Oh, Pat.
That's just how it is. The only class that I have left that you kind of just have to have, and I don't know if you had to have this. Most colleges make you do it. Is capstone.
I don't know what that means.
It's just like a huge long paper that you have to write about about what you studied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that's the only thing that's left. It's like
so kind of like a thesis type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, take that out. Technically, I don't have any more IT classes.
I'm trying to.
That's it. Like, I don't have any more. I don't know why I still have to be in
you got to
here.
take that important physics class.
That's exactly right. I have to take that important physics class.
Some of the ones are fun, like the music classes that I took. Appreciation of country, rock and roll, and blues music were all 3 different classes you could take, and then officiating classes was fun. But you had to. They used you, Zach. If you're in the class, that's who they used for the intramural sports.
Oh, you were the officiator.
Right. And then after you went through the class, they would, if you wanted to keep officiating, you could and get paid. But while you're in the class,
I took an officiating class one summer. I thought I was going to actually enjoy going and refereeing soccer, which I played. I did nothing with it. I was like, nah.
I liked it. The class, I liked everything. I tell you, the one thing you don't like, intramurals, reffing that stuff wasn't hard at all.
Right.
The hardest, most aggravating thing to umpire to referee was a basketball, middle school basketball game.
Yeah.
And if you've never been on a basketball court with like a coach, they just argue every play.
Right.
I mean, every play. Whether a girl could clearly triple dribble.
Yeah.
And we're going to sit here and argue whether that was a double dribble or not. But, yeah, those were fun. I'm trying to think there was, of an app, snowboarding, of course, is a class, and skiing for some folks. Now, snow tubing, that would have been up my alley. I already knew how to ski before I got up there, so there was no point in me like.
I've only skied twice
taking that
in my life. I've only skied twice, and the first time
Did you do well
freaked the hell out
terrible?
of me. No, I'm not good. I'm not good at skiing.
Zach,
But when I went skiing the first time, it was for a was it 5th grade, 6th grade field trip. They took us up to App, and we skied up there at the Appalachian Ski Resort, and when I went down the first time, I busted my nose open. I did at
App.
But they taught us though. They didn't teach us. Let me phrase it this way: with poles, they just wanted you to go down without poles and to do it that way. And so that's all I ever knew was just how to ski without poles.
I like the poles because they help keep you balanced.
That's what I would thought.
I actually busted my lip, Zach. I hit a pole. A kid fell in front of me. I went to avoid him, and Hunter, my pole hit his ski.
Yeah.
And popped up in my face. I basically punched myself in the mouth going down the mountain.
Well, I believe what caused my lip to bust open was, of course, when I fell, my foot popped out, and so I think the ski popped up and hit me in the face. I can't quite remember.
It might have happened.
But then I went for a second time with my buddies. And one of them, he loves to do it, but he's gotten into snowboarding, so he was snowboarding. The other one is a very good skier. But me and my buddy Logan stayed on the bunny slopes the whole time because we were like, damn, we can't do nothing. We're not good skiers. This legit is probably our first or second time ever skiing.
Biggest advice I can give you is the shorter the skis, the better. Get whatever the shortest thing they can give you. It's almost like rollerblade, and I've got little trick skis. Yeah. I got 2 little ski stories before we go on. One, I thought I made a chalk line of myself in the snow one time. Basically, I thought I just died. I had these trick skis, but I was not a trick jumper. I get up in the air, Hunter. Anything above 4 feet in the air, I get like vertigo and I can't land it. I can't do anything with it. It's just weird.
Right.
So this jump at App, I didn't hit the big stuff at all. Like I'd hit the little stuff and I'd try it and have fun. They had rails up there. I'd try the wide ones. I didn't try the skinny ones because I didn't want to lose my future family. And But anyway, I tried this jump, and it was right under a ski lift. And so I went up the jump.
Did you hit the ski lift?
No. When I hit the top of the jump, it looked like a motorcycle, like a trapezoid. Okay, so it was flat on top, and then downslope. Okay, so I kind of want to give you the picture. When I went up, Zach, and I got to the top of it, I'm like, this is going to be fun. I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to probably get really high right here. But when I got to the top, Hunter, when my skis hit the top, instead of shooting down the hill,
You went.
my skis went straight this way.
Oh, and so you went.
So I'm flying through the air.
Gonna take a back bump.
But yeah,
like wrestling.
Like put it this way: if you did a belly splash,
Yeah.
I was doing the opposite, through the air,
Yeah.
under the ski lift. So everybody going up the mountain saw this, and I just went on, like airmailed the flat part, come down on the bottom, and I landed on my back like this, and I just slid down the bottom, and the only thing I could do was go.
Oh, I'm telling you.
And I heard people laughing on the
I'm telling you, we had a daredevil in when we went. His name,
Yeah,
I
I
know,
got
is
one more
like
for
his
you
name
on
is
the daredevil.
Timmy. His name was Timmy.
Timmy
And
the Daredevil.
And he wanted to go down, of course, the trick slope.
Yeah.
That had all the jumps on it and everything. If I'm not mistaken,
down
I
those.
think he broke his arm.
Yeah.
Because he tried to do a backflip, and he was just a daredevil. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to try to do it anyway.
So Zach's, I think you've met Jason Byers, my friend Jason.
Oh, yeah.
So
Been a
him,
while, but yes.
and you know Mason, right? So Chris Mason. So so Hunter, they come up to visit one week. This is actually and so Chris is one of those people who's he's got a 92 mile per hour fastball, plays AA baseball, but that's not like he's not just a baseball player. Like he's
Right.
whatever dumbass sport competition. If it's
Yeah.
a competition,
Yeah.
he excels at it.
Right.
You just pick anything. Chris, I want to play in darts. Chris, I want to play in bowling. Chris, I want to play in tennis or ping pong.
Yeah.
He just does
This
it.
is
He's
good.
that
Just
type of
does
person.
good. Yeah.
So, the other day he had a hole in one with a par 72. So he's not.
He's just a
golfer.
gamer.
Yeah, but so he get up on the mountain, and neither one of these two have ever been, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been, and I'm like going back and forth. I'm like, guys, you can't go down too fast,
No.
or you're going to die. So I'm like, so y'all want to start at the middle? And Chris is like, no. Just like, where do you want to start? Black Diamond. I said, first of all, we're not going Black Diamond. I'll take it to the top.
Yeah.
We'll get a good practice run in, and then we'll look at that. Okay. So Hunter, I swear to God, the first thing he did, we got at the top, and he looks at you guys about ready to make this run? I'm like, yeah. He's all right. He goes, 1, 2, 3, go! And I swear to God, he went boom in the snow.
Yeah.
That's all he did, and he tucked. He tucked from the top of the mountain, and it looked, I swear, from behind, because I'm trying to keep up with him.
Right.
And because I've got trick skis, so they're not as fast as what he's got on.
Yeah.
Jason, who has never been, he decides, well, I'm tucking too. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Well, Jason was at least going slow enough at first. Chris looked like Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation, Zach. I'm talking all I saw was snow coming up behind me.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see. So here I am I'm having to use my poles because I got my little slow skis trying to keep up with him.
Right.
Chris makes it to the bottom, just woof, somehow, first time down the mountain, tucks from the top and just flies and makes it. Jason, I passed about halfway down. He got a little wide on something. I went back down and as soon as I got to the bottom, I turned around and saw him coming. And I heard, oh God, because down at the bottom, that's where all the people are. Mm-hmm. Well, he had no idea how to stop.
Yeah.
So he just came in at some point, Hunter. He hit one of the, accumulations of snow, and he flips over and rolls and skis and everything. This is right in front of the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Broke his collarbone.
Damn.
First time down the mountain.
Damn.
One dude tucked and went down like Chevy Chase. The guy tried to chase him and broke his collar. I've got pictures actually of them on the top acting like they're tucking. And then the very next picture in my camera roll, it was a disposable camera.
Yeah.
The very next pictures in the camera roll was him at the hospital in a sling. It feels so bad, but one guy tucked and was just, he Chevy chased it, Zach. Right. That's the best way I can describe that thing. All right, that's fun.
I guess it's one of those things
skiing
where
time. It's about time to go skiing up here.
I guess it's because one of those things where because we do live in North Carolina. I know they might be calling for a little bit of snow Friday, but we usually don't get snow throughout the year.
No.
So if you I guess that's why to me skiing has never just been something I want to just go and do is because we don't hardly get any snow. First of all, that's enough for you to even want to go skiing.
Right.
And then 2, I have to drive up to Boone and then, rent stuff if I want to go skiing.
What it is that it'll snow here for folks not North Carolina, but most of the time it doesn't lay and stay.
Yeah, no. If it does,
but if you go in the mountains, it could snow on Monday, and the temperature never go above 32, and the snow's still there. It hasn't went anywhere.
Yeah.
So it is different North Carolina up in the mountains, and I've got to get my power still from Zach in a second.
Okay.
All right, Hunter.
You gotta do what now?
I got to steal my power for your computer in just a second. Mine just died. Yeah. But all right, Hunter. Zach ain't been here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
About a month.
You guys did a couple different days.
Yeah, we had to do a Tuesday for and then the week before you couldn't make it.
Yeah, I had to work.
It's been about a month almost,
Yep.
Zach. So good to see you. Welcome back. You've missed the start of the NBA season, the end of the college football and NFL seasons. We went over Monday our picks for the year. Highlights from that is that I not only did I get 12 of the 14 playoff teams right, I got 8 of the seeds right. So I got 8 of the 14 seeds nailed on my pick. So I'm proud of that. I'll stick my chest out like a peacock. Zach is a Panthers fan, and let's start there. I picked you guys to have 5 wins before the season as a group. I think you and Hunter and everybody picked 4 wins as a group. So what are they, 9th pick?
Yes.
They are. They finally said
9th or 8th.
Okay. Zach, you guys got a couple options here.
Excuse me.
Bridgewater, it's how you feel about that, how the team feels about him. Do you want him for 1 year or 2 years? Is he like a 1 to 3 year stopgap for Rule and his regime? And or are you looking something at 9? Basically, what I'm saying is that you can trade up and get a possible quarterback. Is the new owner wanting to make a splash and do that, or keep improving on your defense that you picked your 7 picks last year? Maybe a tackle. I've seen some defensive backs and stuff going to y'all in mocks. Well, what do you think the Panthers? If Zach Mayhew was the general manager of the Carolina Panthers, what kind of offseason moves would you want your team to do?
I know Matt Rule made a statement at the end of the season for us, and it doesn't look like that he is on Teddy Bridgewater's bandwagon.
Yeah.
You see that statement?
No, I don't.
He basically said he needs to have a really good offseason. If that's the guy you want to go with, I don't know if you kind of say that,
Yeah.
So I like Teddy. I think he's still young, and I mean he's very young if you're looking at how long quarterbacks go now. So I would go another avenue unless there's just all these great quarterbacks that's coming out. I don't think that's the year that we have. I think Trevor Lawrence is coming out. I think there's another quarterback coming out too from Ohio State. Mm-hmm. That they're projecting at number 2. Ohio State quarterbacks don't usually pan out, so I ain't really on his big bandwagon. The guy from that you like, Hunter, he's not coming out, is he? From Syracuse.
Who?
Is it Syracuse? You said they had a really good quarterback from Syracuse.
Florida, isn't it?
Florida.
From Florida.
Yeah, he's coming out. Kyle Trask said he's coming out.
There's a sophomore that we've been pegged to be looking at number 9. But our defense is horrible. The problem we have is we picked all defensive players last year, if you remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do we keep rolling on the defense, trying to get that shored up, or do we go offense? 9 is not a bad pick. Where'd Josh Allen come out at? Round that, wasn't he?
I think he was the 7th or 8th pick. Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad pick. I mean,
you just gotta love him. You just gotta whoever's right there. You just gotta love him.
He had some flaws. You remember? He had some flaws. We'll say that. I mean,
he had and we can admit that. I think even Buffalo could admit. When we brought him in, he was barely completing over 50% in college. Big arm, mobile.
I think if he's, I think if somebody of that style sitting there, I'd be good with it. I think Kevin's old enough to remember the big arms always, being the guys they still do when they come out. They always want the big arm guys.
If you can get a guy with a big arm, because to me it's one of those things. I say it all the time. It's the intangibles. You can't teach his size. You can't teach his arm strength. You can work on it, but if it comes out natural like that, then you can't work on it. If they've got speed, you can't teach speed. You can work on it, but if they're gifted with it. So when you're looking at this draft, I think your defense could be a whole lot better because, like you said, you drafted all defensive players last year. They'll at least be another year in.
And they might come to maturation a little bit.
Yeah, I think there'll be another year in. I think Chin was a great draft pick for you guys. He's
Burns.
really Brian Burns is paying out. I think that was his second year that he was with last year. I like Teddy. I do like Teddy. But I understand exactly what Matt Rule's saying on he better come out and show it in the offseason because I've said this about Teddy, the same thing I say about Alex Smith with Washington. They're almost not game changers. They're just how everybody calls them, game managers. They're not going to really go out there to win or lose you the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And because if you sit here, Colin brought it up a few days ago when he was comparing, what is Miami going to do with Tua? And I like how he put this. He said, when you look at Tua, and I can say the same thing about Teddy, what is he elite at?
To me, the only thing that I seen, the problem I had, the problem that I had, the biggest problem with Teddy was he's kind of small.
Yeah, he's tall. He's tall.
He's kind of small. Yeah. Like if you look at his legs and stuff, he's small.
It sent me a message because I don't know how much that hit really rattled Teddy. But in your final game, whenever he put in PJ, the knee when he put in PJ Tucker, it really did. Or is that his name? PJ Walker. Sorry, PJ Tucker plays basketball. PJ Walker. You see where I messed up there, but I fixed it.
That's fine.
But regardless, I like Teddy, and I think, and this is how I think Matt Rule should look at it. If I'm not sold sitting at 9 on any of the quarterbacks that I think are going to be available right there, I'll roll another season with Teddy out of the 3-year contract. Right.
You got a decent quarterback for nothing on money. He's making $20 million a year, and then we had 2,000-yard wide receivers this year. That's not
Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. Could you imagine if Christian McCaffrey would have been healthy?
Yeah, I mean you can't just throw that under. So okay, so we're still rebuilding. It only takes a year to turn something around. As you can see in the NFL, it happens all the time. I mean, I missed the Buffalo pick so bad this year when I made that statement earlier.
Say you're sorry.
I trust me, it's horrible. They're really good. They beat the living crap out of Miami Dolphins.
That was one of the two that I missed.
I blew that one out.
I had Patriots,
but I would say this.
I didn't think that Josh Allen was as good as he looks like he's maturing into be.
I just didn't think their defense could hold him.
I'll say this though.
Shame on us for not getting McDermott to be our coach.
Matt Rule saying that though. That already tells you he's not committed to Teddy. Even though they gave him a 3-year contract. That statement alone, he's already questioning whether if somebody's sitting there at 9 that they just loved during the draft process, they're probably going to take him.
So let's think about your new coach. You got a 7-year deal. So you got two choices. Do you want to run it with a young guy or do you want it with an older guy? They're sitting there with Kyle Allen and Cam on the roster when he comes in, release one, trade another. So your choices, again, like I said, you're going to you got to hope. You can't just I'm going to pick this freshman 3 years from now. That's kind of a weird plan to have. So
right.
It's either
what if he gets hurt?
Right. Mm. So, and what you're saying, Hunter, is that maybe he's not sold on. So you give him a 3-year deal at $20 million. Very affordable. Mm-hmm. You get rid of him in 2 years. I would say the plan with that contract, looking at it, is we're giving him 2 years. And if he don't prove that he's the dog in 2 years, then we're moving. And I think this year, think about it. Is it fair to him that McCaffrey didn't play?
No, McCaffrey missed 13 games.
So he don't have the number one, his running one back. He don't have any tight end that I can think of.
That's why I said I wouldn't have paid him.
Then you got a new coach with basically a whole new defense.
If you look at the entirety of it, too, no OTAs, you didn't have no offseason.
They won the exact number of games we predicted. So is that Teddy Bridgewater's fault, or is that,
that's everything combined together.
Right. Matt Ryan won 4 or 5 games
think about
this year,
it. So. I didn't think Carolina was going to beat Tampa Bay or New Orleans, so that's already 4 losses on the year. I think you could, and even if you always split with Atlanta, it seems, you'll have one good game and then you lose against the Falcons. So even if you split there's 5 losses and 1 win.
Not even.
It just, I don't know. It's just your whole roster makeup. So you can't really just pin that all on the quarterback. Not everybody is Tom Brady that can just, you saw it. He worked with what is seemingly nothing in almost the same exact roster that Bill Belichick tried to win with this year. It's just, it's tough.
I think it's hilarious with all the Cam lovers. Now you can see how horrible he really was. I've been trying to tell you that.
And they're not. Well, the Cam lovers say it's still he has no weapons.
He's horrible. He can't throw the football.
Think about it. You get the greatest coach in the history of the world. Now, I mean, he had 8 touchdowns and 15 picks. Like, there's no excuse for how he played this year. Teddy's numbers, they don't blow you away. Mm-hmm. And it's weird that if he has 2,000-yard receivers, Zach, where'd all these other yards go to? Bridgewater, 15 touchdowns, 11 picks. Only averages about 248 a game. He's 17th in QBR, 24th in touchdowns. Hunter, he played 6 less games than Gardner Minshew, and Minshew threw more touchdowns than Teddy Bridgewater. 6 less games. Minshew with 16 touchdowns, 5 picks in 9 games.
And guess what?
And he's getting cut.
He's getting cut. Well, either that or they're going to keep him as a backup. But even that's unfair.
Him in?
Shoot, Washington will bring him in. I don't care.
So Drew Lock had more. Here's
Who's
everybody.
that, Minshew?
Yes.
Here's everybody. Being 24th, a couple of people you.
Think about it. You got what was that? How many touchdowns did he throw?
Bridgewater was 15 and 11. Minshew was 16 and 5.
And he did that in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
But Jacksonville got 1 win.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, their 1 win was while he was a quarterback.
So, here's everybody with the same type of stats as basically Teddy Bridgewater. Carson Wentz 16 and 15. Trubisky 16 and 8. Drew Lock 16 and 15. Minshew 16 and 5. Andy Dalton 14 and 8. Fitzpatrick in 9 games 13 and 8. Joe Burrow in 10 games 13 and 5. So that's your ballpark where Teddy's at right now. Not top 10, not 20. He is 3rd in completion percentage. I think that'll stay the same. He's not a deep ball guy. Do y'all really got anybody that's going deep? Yeah,
Robbie.
What's the biggest weakness? Is it no tight end?
That hurts.
Don't y'all have what's his name? Sprinkle?
You don't have nobody that really can go over the middle and
you're talking
more of a wide. You're talking more of a receiving tight end.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
somebody you can get the ball down to when you're in a mess.
So what's their biggest problem? So you got 2,000-yard receivers. You got a good running game. You got a quarterback that completes 69%. What's missing? Is it the tight end that gets you the first downs, that moves it? Remember, that's the Jason Wittens, the Novaceks of the world that kept those chains moving. And that's all Greg Olsen did was run out at the first down marker every play. He's going 2 yards past first down marker and running out.
If you want a tight end, I got one for you that'll go in the first round, if not the first 10 picks. Kyle Pitts out of Florida.
Well, let me give you the mock. This was from CBS. Panthers are at 8. They've got Lawrence 1, Fields 2, lineman 3 to Miami, Zach Wilson to Atlanta at 4, Hunter. Jamar Chase, wide receiver, at 5 in front of Devontae Smith.
Well, which is questionable. I will say that, but Jamar Chase was
Devontae just won the Heisman.
Jamar Chase was Joe Burrow's teammate at LSU, so that kind of makes some sense there.
I got you. Now, Zach, according to this mock, 5, 6, and 7 are wide receivers. Panthers pick at 8. So
you can get Zach Wilson.
You can get the 4th best wide receiver. No, Wilson's already taken it.
Oh, where'd they say he was going?
4th to Atlanta.
Okay.
This one's got quarterback Trey Lance.
Is he the sophomore?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
He's the one out of North Dakota State.
From North Dakota State, 6'4", 226. That might not be a bad idea.
Big boy.
At
How big is Josh Allen?
Josh Allen is 6'5", like 250.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, and he can move.
Kyle Pitts is going to 11 at this one, Hunter. So you're saying possible top 10.
Possible top 10. It just depends on need, and I'm surprised they have him going to the Giants.
It's tough doing tight end in top 10.
I guess they're saying he might not. Oh my God.
Mac Jones to Washington at 19.
I said, look, if we're not going to go out and get one in free agency, get one in the draft. Mac Jones is decent. I still like Kyle Trask.
This one's got Caleb Farley. Zach, I've seen folks. Just to put in perspective how dumb these mocks can be.
Oh, yeah.
Zach, on Saturday, I had a mock pulled up that had Caleb Farley going 4th. You know who that is?
Yeah.
From Maiden?
Yeah. From Virginia Tech.
Yeah. This one's got him going 28th. the
Why
Steelers.
why don't we just draft Surratt and get us a linebacker?
You can get him probably in the second round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Second, it's a
And
second.
he's
Or
gonna be
third,
a very good pick.
Second or third round is what his showing. Chaz's third.
And
or
you
fourth.
know what? You think about that is we'll probably pick in a time in a second. He's probably available. We're gonna be at
If
9
you feel
or
like
8 in
yeah.
second. We need another linebacker. So I don't have opposition to that. I don't even have an opposition to try to get Farley.
If he's right there,
That's
think
a
about
nine-
it.
At 9? Would you pick him at 9?
8, yeah.
8? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
Well, somebody
God,
had him
yes.
at 4. If you're the number, if you're shut down, if you're number one corner, you go.
Yeah.
And in fact,
For God's sakes, Jeff Okuda was picked like third or fourth, and he was a shutdown
that
corner.
same year Zeke come out, I believe.
Well, no,
fact-
that was last year.
right?
Was
the,
it?
Yeah.
The fact that
He's Detroit.
the defenses
rookie.
always make the Super Bowls. The fact that that's the most important position to me on your defense is your number one corner. I have no problem picking.
You taking
top
somebody's
corners.
top wide receiver,
right? If you know he can do it,
checkmate
I have
him.
no problem doing that. Zach, so the top 3 spots, Zach. Jacksonville's 1,
Yeah.
Jets 2, Miami's 3. All 3 of them have 2 first-round picks. So it's going to be tough to buy those picks from them if you want them, or one of them could package something to make some type of super deal. Jets or Miami to number 1 if Jacksonville doesn't
Look at this.
like Trevor Lawrence.
What about this? You got the Jets sitting there, and whatever you think about Sam Darnold, would the Jets give you their second pick for your 9 and Sam Darnold?
No way. And the only reason I say that is they're taking themselves out. If they give you Sam
Yeah.
Darnold, they're taking their.
Yeah,
they
you
would
would.
much rather give you Sam Darnold for your 9 pick,
I
not
got that
packaging.
backwards on
Not
my thinking.
yeah.
I got that
Right,
backwards
yeah,
on
you
my
did.
thinking.
So Jets and Dolphins basically have
They've got a quarterback. Is what I'm thinking in my mind.
Both teams have quarterbacks.
so they don't need a spot.
Right. So what they can do is offer them to teams like Carolina and these other cats. But again, like I said, they've got 2 first-round picks. So you have to entice them with something. In fact, Zach, this is a McCaffrey for the number 2 pick if you really want Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence. I asked Hunter, if you're at Jacksonville, would you take McCaffrey in the 8 for the number 1? And he said no. Now, think
Yeah, I
about
know.
this. If
You wouldn't do it.
No,
It's only because the quarterback.
You think
quarterback?
Lawrence? You think Lawrence is going to be?
Well, I think Lawrence is going first.
Maybe
Regardless.
you think he's going to be that good?
Well,
though?
no, I'm just saying.
He concerns me a little
I'm
bit.
just saying the quarterback position is just so important.
I've already said why I don't like him.
You just because he's long haired and blonde.
He reminds me of Surfer Dude.
I was about to say, how many long blonde hair people you know play quarterback in the NFL?
I know a long brown haired
Name
one
one,
that's got a
Zach.
Fu
Name
Manchu.
one. Not named Ken Stabler. It's the only one I can think of. Wasn't he on drugs?
He's not
during
Big
the game?
Roethlisberger. We'll say that. He's
Listen,
not Big Ben.
Listen, I'm just saying the quarterback position is so crucial to get right. That's what Jacksonville has not had for years, and that's why they can't even get over the hump. The year they even had a great defense and beat Pittsburgh, it was Blake Bortles that was holding them back.
So Jacksonville's choices this year: a quarterback with long blonde hair, a quarterback from Ohio State,
I wouldn't touch that with 10-foot pole.
or a quarterback with a Fu Manchu already on your roster.
And he's
I can't get over Ben Stiller playing in What?
Yes.
Is that not who reminds? I
And,
can't even look
Happy
at the
Gilmore. It was in Happy Gilmore.
dude. Well, he played in the dodgeball game. Ben Stiller.
yeah,
what was
he did.
it?
Oh God,
Dodgeball?
yeah,
Is that
well,
not
that's
who
the
that
name of
looks
dodgeball,
like?
but I can't remember
Every
that
time
guy,
I
that
see him, I'm
character's
like,
name.
I can't get that out of his. I can't get.
Listen,
that
Garner
face out
can
of my
play.
mind.
One year,
I
Garner
thought you were
had.
talking about when he was in the old woman home. in
Yeah,
Happy Gilmore.
that too. He looked very.
Listen,
very similar.
Garner really had the best numbers of any rookie quarterback
yes,
last
you're right.
year. He did.
He ain't had a bad.
He ain't had a
They've
bad.
thrown him under the bus. or
Listen,
something.
Jacksonville
Somebody-
won one game this year. It was the opening game of the season. Guess who the quarterback was? Garner Minshew. That's all I have to say.
Hunter.
That's all I have to say.
If the Redskins get Minshew, y'all could be dangerous.
I
would much rather y'all go that way than some of these other people. When Trubisky. Yeah, look at him. There's
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh yeah. Garner just got a little bit longer hair.
He's just going to be in.
I just feel, and I hate to see it because I do feel bad because Jacksonville is like Garner's
This
was
was
just
real-
put
this-
in a bad situation. That's what he was.
Every time I see
Yeah,
him, I
the
think,
coach essentially, and it wasn't just the coach. Front office and management all said, "Look, we're essentially tanking this year."
Right.
They shipped everybody out of town. He had a decent season last
You
year.
talking about Jacksonville?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they've
Jacksonville's-
already got rid of their top corner.
And they fired
last
and
year,
listen,
wasn't it?
and they said they were keeping Doug Marrone after having a terrible season last year, and then they fired him this year. It just didn't make any sense. So to me, Garner's just had really the shit end of the stick the whole time.
Isn't Jacksonville doing to Minshew what the Hornets are doing to Devontae Graham?
He has to look up over his back the whole time.
Well, you get lucky. You actually hit on a player.
Yeah, I think they took him in like a 4th or 5th round.
You hit on a player, and then you say all of a sudden, "I'm going to get this guy."
Like I'm not saying Gardner Minshew is. Listen, I'll sit here and say Trevor Lawrence is better than Gardner Minshew. He is, but what you already have isn't bad, and then you could fill spots elsewhere.
If I'm in the huddle, Hunter, and I look around, my quarterback's got blonde hair, flowing. Or
and then he does this coming out of the huddle,
or his replacement jogs in with a Fu Manchu and some barbecue sauce on his chin. I'm that guy's the guy I'm running behind.
Right.
I want that guy.
He wears some jorts too.
So
he rocks the jorts.
So here's where the Jets and Miami got to sit, and we're going to do the same thing Jacksonville just said.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets have to say, is Fields or Wilson or somebody better than Sam Darnold? If Sam Darnold was in this draft, are we taking him 2 right now? If Tua was in this draft, are we taking him 3? And that's where they are. I think Miami could do something crazy or weird here.
It's very similar to the Arizona problem.
If I'm Miami, Zach, we talked about Monday. If I'm Miami at 3, I call Jacksonville and I say I'm giving you Tua, the 3 pick, hell, I'll give you 18 or whatever it is too. And so basically, think about it, if you're Jacksonville, you would get Tua, 3, 18, and you have another first round pick yourself.
I would do that.
You already have the 21st
at 21.
I would do that. You know why?
You'd have because 4 first round picks
that whole year, a whole year from
his
injury.
And he's already got NFL practice.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you're getting the 3, so you're still going to get a good player.
So you basically get Tua, and you'd have Tua and 4 first round picks, or you can just pick Trevor Lawrence. Which would you rather have?
I would take the picks. I mean, how much do they value picks in this league?
Well,
You're talking about the price of
the
picks?
The one that benefits that the most, obviously, is Miami. Because the defense that they have, all they need is a solid quarterback.
The question was, does Miami want to do that?
I would.
That is the question.
If you think Trevor Lawrence is that good, that's the question.
I don't think he's that. Man, that's just my opinion.
All the highlights I see is him running and throwing to wide open wide receivers. What happens?
I don't like the way he plays in the bigger game. Like,
I've seen him struggle in some big games.
It bothers me.
To me, he opens his shoulder up like Cam does a little bit, and
that might be from his size though. He is 6'6".
Right, he's big, tall, and that worries me. His form. You just can't run around in the NFL like that and not get smoked at some point.
Also,
and then
all the slander on Justin Fields needs to stop. He was originally a Georgia commit, so he transferred out.
As soon as you put a Buckeyes helmet on, things go south.
I just saw him drop 6 deep touchdowns on Clemson.
You know what's going to hurt him? I think it's going to be Haskins is going to hurt him.
Justin Fields, how Haskins turned out. You know what? I can agree with you.
It's a fair assessment.
From Ohio State. And people say, well, that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Because he had big numbers at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Haskins was a beast.
Haskins set the Big Ten touchdown record for a season.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's concerning.
I mean, when you see him coming out of college, but really that's any of these quarterbacks. Like, we can sit here and say Trevor Lawrence has only lost 2 games in his college career, because that's all he's lost. To LSU in a national championship game, and then to Ohio State this past weekend. That's all he has lost. And he set all sorts of records and played so well. But at the same time, when they get to the NFL, you just don't know.
Is Sam Darnold better than these guys or not?
Who?
Sam Darnold. That's the key to this draft. Yeah. Is he better than Fields and these guys? Are they sold on Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold was taken before Josh Allen, and so was Baker Mayfield. And I've said multiple times I would have taken Josh Allen over them, and that was before this season even happened.
But they said when he came out that he had the most potential.
He was raw.
And they were right.
Sam, who?
Josh. They said he had the most potential.
They said Josh was just so raw. Yeah. But his intangibles, you just can't teach.
Yeah. And
they were saying he would just be a more mobile Big Ben. But I think if he takes care of his body a whole lot better, he could be better than Ben. It's just
he just might not have the resume.
He might not have the resume. He might not have the Super Bowls, and it's only just because of where he's at. You know. Like,
they turning it around,
but they are turning it around. Regardless, though, Sam, if you're the Jets here, you got to look at it like this. So Sam Darnold played decent his rookie season, He wasn't great.
Let me tell you what.
But the problem was,
you're wasting a number 3 pick.
And then Adam Gase just came in and everything went to hell.
I'm gonna tell you what I think the problem is with Darnold. It's where he's at.
The Jets.
Hmm?
Oh, I think adding Adam Gase didn't help either.
That's the biggest problem.
What's so funny is
Jets always suck.
You did not realize Adam Gase was the coach for a long time down in Miami with the Dolphins while Ryan Tannehill was there. Tannehill gets out from underneath Adam Gase and the Miami Dolphins, is in Tennessee. Now he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, but
statistically,
2,000 yard rusher for twice in a year.
I know,
He's
but the quarterback got to throw the ball.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying. I think maybe the situation, and that goes back and agreeing with what you're saying with it being the Jets. I think the situation as a whole was just bad for Sam Darnold. And would it? And you can put it this way. Would it not benefit both parties maybe to go their separate ways? The Jets move on from Darnold and Darnold move on from the Jets? Probably.
I know in this mock here, they've got Caleb Farley actually going to the Panthers at 8.
Okay.
Which is, I would be more than happy to do that.
I think it will be all over the place until you see what happens in free agency, players moving around, yada, yada, yada.
We all know that you have 3 levels that you're trying to, get your one guy in those 3 levels, on the defense.
You want your pass rusher, which you got,
and your cornerback.
You got a pass rusher and Brian Burns.
Plus, we just drafted Derek Brown. I don't think he played that great. He played okay.
But you want your DT more of a run stopper.
Yeah. So you got him, you got Burns, and then you get that really good.
If you hit at the linebacker position at some point, I think your defense will be pretty filled out because I think your draft of Jeremy Chin was actually very good. He's kind of like a safety hybrid, can play down in the box like how a Jamal Adams plays.
I wouldn't even be opposed to doing Caleb Farley at 8 and then going in the second round and taking Surratt.
What about this, Zach?
Is that fair?
I think I said that when we were talking
Farley
about the other day.
First, Surratt 2 and 3.
They projecting Sage going 3 or
3 or 4.
You get a possession receiver, a linebacker, and then a corner.
And guess what?
I don't have a problem with
that.
All from the South Fork 2.
And you have cemented fan base in this area.
You got fan base, plus you have some.
That was the whole reason I thought they drafted Will Grier to be the backup they did, because I was like, Davidson Day product kid. His family's from the area. I thought that's why they.
I actually thought he
him.
would panned out. Skip Bayless thought he would.
I thought he was going to have a pretty good career, but that's just because of what I saw him do at West Virginia. I mean, he balled out at West Virginia. For God's sake, they were talking about him in a Heisman voting at one point. But that goes back to show you.
Let me look up why Will Grier failed.
Never know.
Let's find out. I bet I could figure it out.
Maybe he just wanted to be Chase Daniels.
No, this isn't hard, guys.
Oh my God. What?
Look at this.
You can't tell why he failed. You can't tell why he wasn't no good in the NFL. Leader of men in the huddle.
If it's just because he has long hair, then I disagree with it.
Yes. Name me one.
I just disagree with it.
Name me one NFL quarterback with long flowing hair.
I just disagree with it. I just disagree with it.
You just think he sucks regardless whatever his hair was?
Yeah, because his hair wasn't that long when he came in as a rookie, and they played in those few games, and he did not look good at all. So
that's the jersey.
I think it's just regardless.
And you walk around with hair like that.
I think funny.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Any quarterback with long hair, I would not pick or play on my team for any reason whatsoever.
But he did ball out at West Virginia.
He did. That's cute.
I thought he was going to have a great career at Florida till he got caught with whatever he got caught with. I can't remember, but
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
I think it was they tried to say it was PEDs or something.
Oh, okay.
And then he was forced to transfer.
So you had to grow out his long neck to cover up his needle.
Yeah, I guess so.
Injections.
I guess so, but he had a great career at West Virginia. I don't know. This draft to me is going to be interesting because I've said this multiple times just watching college football. There are at least 5 quarterbacks I could see going in the first round if you really wanted them to. Because the quarterback position is so important to make sure that you get right. It's just
I saw a mock a minute ago that had 4 or 5.
That's what I'm saying. It's Mac Jones can play, and I know you saw one that showed Washington picking him, but even we have a later pick. We're picking in almost the 20s. I think we're picking at 18 or 19th. If we lose this weekend, we are, which may or may not happen. That's beside the point. I saw that you said there were 3 quarterbacks taken in the top 4.
Yeah, that was a
possibility of Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and maybe Zach Wilson.
I've even seen the kid from North Dakota State. I've seen
Trey Lance. So
on those.
Regardless,
like they don't know, and it's basically again how you feel. And I just want.
But I'm pretty sure I remember the one you just looked at, and I can name them. It was Lawrence and Fields at 1 and 2. Then I think it said that Atlanta was going to take Zach Wilson, and then it was somebody else later was going to take Trey Lance, possibly Carolina, and then Washington was taking Mac Jones. There's 5. And that's even if somebody late in the draft, like a New England, might like a Kyle Trask or something, you could have 6.
I'm going to say this, Hunter. Every one of those teams that pick a quarterback, go ahead and mark off your playoff list for next year.
I think we could still make the playoffs with a rookie quarterback if we get it right. And you want to know why?
Because the NFC sucks.
Well, not just that. That helps, but it's because we still next year
we'll be getting the 4th or 5th best quarterbacks. It's not like y'all are getting Lawrence.
I'm trying to get back on the draft again. I lost my spot.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't waste it. Well, but y'all were in the
where y'all picking at?
Y'all were in a shitty position because of your quarter. Y'all just don't have a quarterback.
No,
position,
I know
really.
That's the problem. That's all that we're missing, and maybe
honestly,
one extra wide receiver.
I would try to find one of these a trade or a free agent, one of these veterans that are about to get released.
We're going to see what happens with Carson Wentz. We're going to see what happens with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
Possible. I mean, think about it. Just without having to draft the 5th best quarterback in the first, you could draft the 5th best quarterback, or you get the number 1 pick a position. So that's the way I would look at it. And then think about this. Here's players that could be available.
It's just I look at this team, and outside of wide receiver, where's our weakness? Because the defense is set, and that's what I meant by even with a rookie quarterback that we still have probably a top 5 defense in the league next year.
You know what you could steal at 18? A stud running back.
I like Antonio Gibson.
Well, I'm just saying teams waiting and wait. And we'll get one in the second round. Then you like, if you're sitting there at 18 in Washington, we're like, well, shit, we'll just steal one.
Well, now, where did Jacobs come out for?
Josh Jacobs was like
24th.
Yeah, he was
24th. Something.
And it was 17th.
He's very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to pick.
I know, and trust me, I understand. I just like what we did with Antonio Gibson a lot because they drafted him because they said he can play a McCaffrey style of play where he can catch out of the backfield and run the football.
I watched him.
And I'm fine
a couple
with
times. I thought he played pretty well.
To me,
the only thinking what you're going to get at 18.
Well, for us at 18, if Kyle Pitts drops past that, I'm taking Kyle Pitts.
You're looking at pick 18.
The catch radius on that man is ridiculous.
You're looking at pick 18. I see what Kevin's saying. You're going to get the 2nd or 3rd best player at each position, or you can get possibly the best running back in the draft. Because the running backs aren't going to go unless you're Peterson or you're Zeke. Who else has come out that high in the last 20 years?
Zeke.
Anybody? Zeke and Peterson. That's the 2.
Leonard Fournette went high.
Did he go that high?
Yeah, he was 2nd or 4th.
Yeah, he was pretty high.
I don't know how he didn't really kind of pan out.
Zeke went that high.
He just got cut, I think. Didn't
No, he was. We
got released by the Jags.
He got released by the Jags, picked up by the Bucks, and in a few weeks he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't good.
It just, I don't know, with us, that's why I'm like, if we can't get a free agent quarterback off the market or a trade, I'm fine with if we do draft a rookie quarterback.
This one's got one thing for you, and you would
because not only that, I believe that our culture's shifting so much, we might be able to develop one finally.
You might even like this. You know, Philadelphia's going to come off a Wentz.
Oh, that's what I said. I said we have to watch what happens with Carson Wentz, but I don't know if Philadelphia. We've done business with them before with Donovan McNabb, but I don't know if they'll want to trade interdivision.
A young guy like that.
And then we got to also watch: is Dallas really going to re-sign Dak, or is Dak even going to, or are they going to franchise him?
So here's the possibilities: Cam could be available. Sam Darnold could be available.
Don't even say Cam. Like you've said forever. For God's sakes,
not going nowhere.
We traded for his backup. Cam's not coming to us.
My back.
And for God's sakes, we signed Taylor Heineke, who at one point was the 3rd string quarterback for the Panthers before we brought Cam in.
Minshew could be available. Drew Lock could be available. What are the Raiders going to do at quarterback? Are they settled? Their defense has been awful. Availabilities. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to be available. But if they draft somebody, I don't know. If they draft somebody,
they owe Matt a lot of money this year. A lot.
And he's getting a little long in the tooth. How old's Matt? 35, 34? He's got to be up there.
Hey, guys, Jameis Winston's going to be available.
He was only on 1-year contract.
Hey, he can eat some Washington dubs.
Yeah.
I would sign him maybe for a year.
Garoppolo could be. Maybe Dak, maybe Andy Dalton.
What if Garoppolo goes back to New England?
Maybe Wentz. He could.
There's a lot of rumors about it.
Well, Hunter, this one's got you guys picking the offensive tackle in the first round.
If it's the left tackle, then great, because we did trade away Trent Williams, so I wouldn't hurt me.
Well, this guy Etne going at 28. Would you want him?
ETN?
At 18?
I like Antonio Gibson more than Travis Etienne, even though he is the ACC all-time leading rusher now.
I say, what about one of the Tar Heels backs?
Not in the first round, maybe in the second round.
Okay.
You can draft a running back every year if you want at some point. To me, though, I'm not taking a running back right now in the first round when Gibson works. Like I said, he works. We signed J.D. McKissick and somebody else, too, off of free agencies. So we've got 3 running backs, really, that are healthy. The problem is, like, I'm serious. If I was to lay our roster out, depth chart, it's the quarterback. That's it. And
Y'all
even
got a stud on defense.
And yeah, we do. And even the only one of our quarterbacks is on 1.5 legs, and he's winning. So I want you to think about that.
They're going to rename the comeback player of the year Alex Smith. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You want to think about that? Like, we're winning, and in the playoffs, when a quarterback with 1.5 legs, you think we couldn't do that next year with a rookie? I'm just saying.
You guys, Hunter.
We are.
What sucks for you guys is y'all won the division, and you have the worst quarterback situation in the division, probably.
Us or Philadelphia.
But they can at least say they got 2 guys that can walk out there
and play,
and not maybe their leg might not fall.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Like so.
Yeah.
So y'all don't even get a high pick to make a move. So that's what I mean by, like, I think a veteran stopgap is best for y'all. Bring him in with Alex Smith, let him start, whatever, and then I would not touch a first round quarterback for you guys. Next year, think about it, Hunter. If you have a bad year or next year, whatever, then you can trade up and do whatever. I don't know.
I'll say this. The mock draft you saw us taking Mac Jones, I would not be upset with.
Okay.
And it's only because I've seen what Mac Jones just did this year out of Alabama, throwing to Devontae Smith and them. And I know you can say, oh, well, he's surrounded by talent. First of all, everybody that's usually on an NFL team was an All-American somewhere or All-Conference somewhere. So you're playing with talent at the NFL level, and he'll have Terry to throw to. It would just come down to maybe in the second or third round. Imagine if Washington drafted Sage. We have Terry and then Sage in there on the slot playing a Larry Fitzgerald position with Mac Jones in there. To me, it could work. But this is why they don't have me in war rooms, is because I think that's what would work on draft day.
Not the Patriots. What's the best spot for Cam Newton? I'm going to give you my proposal.
The couch.
Hunter said that, not me. Kansas City.
They didn't even have enough money to pay him anything.
Kansas City, Zach. What do you think?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I said not there.
I know.
If he's going somewhere. And my reason is because they need help with the run game. If you're in Kansas City, you know he's not going to start over Mahomes. Nobody in there is going to ask for that ever. So you don't have to worry about that as far as fan base and that. And then you can put him out at wide receiver, H-back, L-back, B-back, whatever letter you want to call him, and put him out there and have him do all kinds of trick plays with him. Their goal line offense needs improving. What about Baltimore? A team like that could run. Teams that run, I'm looking at teams that, to play the Taysom Hill role, to come in, you're near the goal line. Maybe you need to run the ball, but your running backs aren't that good.
Can
you need
still
to
throw it even if it's questionable.
I mean, his throwing ain't that bad to where, like, if he runs in for one play and he throws it, who cares? It's just, I think a backup on a team where you have the quarterback as a stud. What about the Seahawks? Near the goal line and stuff like that. Run the option, handoff, whatever. I'm just thinking something like that because I don't know. He's not. But
I think we can all sit here and raise our hands.
What about Dallas?
I don't think we can all sit here and raise our hands saying it's not a starting role. I don't think he gets another one.
Could you imagine him showing up in Dallas? That's the perfect place for him.
Oh goodness,
Jerry would love it. Just all the media attention.
All right, Zach,
little Red Riding Texan.
Yeah.
Let's look at these games for you, Zach. Let you kind of call what you think. Colts at Bills Saturday at 1:00. Bills favored by 6.5.
It's a big favor, ain't it? On a playoff game, it's a big spread.
Yeah, it's almost a whole touchdown.
It'll drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's third biggest of the day.
Bills are winning that game.
Yeah.
I mean, Colts. Hey, you don't ever count Phillip Rivers out.
Tickets as low as $10,000.
I've always been a Phillip Rivers
At that
fan.
game
at the Colts
in Buffalo.
and Bills. Well, they did say that they're allowing fans to be at the Bills game. So.
I've always thought Phillip Rivers. I wish he would have got a Super Bowl in his career.
I do too. I do, but I will say
it ain't gonna be this year.
That 6.5 though, I'd probably take the Colts to cover because they do two things good: defense, and now they run the ball really good.
Yeah, they're way better.
And that can slow down the Bills, but I don't think it's enough to win.
You had Miami at 10-5. You had the Colts at 10-5, and Colts at 10-5 is way better than Miami at 10-5.
Offensively, I think so. Yes.
So they because the Bills just waxed Miami last week.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did that.
are they running 3 games on Saturday? Is that right?
Yeah, on both days.
I thought so.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next game, I guess y'all got confidence in your Bills on that one.
No one circles the wagons like
Rams
the Buffalo
at
Bills.
Seahawks, NFC West matchup for the third time
Now that
this
will be a
season.
good game.
The spread is 3.5. Seattle at home.
That's a 50-50 game for me. If it was at the Rams, I think the Rams could play it.
Jared
Zach-
Goff health is still in question.
Zach, the Rams have the number 1 defense in the NFL this season.
Can we find out if they split this year?
Yes.
I think they did.
I think they did too.
That should be easy.
I think they did. Something is telling me that they did because I know Seattle had lost some games, obviously, that you didn't think they were going to win. But the NFC West was so loaded, you had no idea. Anybody could have come out on top at some point. The only team not was named the 49ers because they had almost
It was
50 people
all time.
injured. Good Lord.
Yeah, they split.
Yeah.
Seattle won the last matchup 20-9. The first matchup, the Rams won 23-16. So nobody's got 20 to the NFL average of 24 points in this game. Defensive struggle. I said the Rams were 1.
I just got to know because it's not been announced yet. Is Jared Goff's finger going to be healthy enough for him to play?
Seattle's 15th.
It was a thumb injury. That's why he didn't play this weekend.
I
just got to know. Because Jared Goff and then his backup is going to be completely different on which team I pick to win this game. Even if I was leaning towards Seattle, like you said, I could see this being 50-50 if Jared Goff plays. If he doesn't play, then I would pick Seattle all day because it would be Russell Wilson against the backup. So
Because there's been weeks where Seattle's not played well this year.
I think somebody said that Seattle in their past 2 games hasn't been able to throw the ball for more than like 200 yards. That's it.
Well, they're about 15th in defense. NFL average is 24 a game. They're giving up 23.
What's the Rams?
Number 1 defense in the
I'm
NFL.
gonna go with Seattle. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna go
Goff
with the Rams.
broke his right thumb and had surgery on it.
That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts.
Surgery on
That's
it.
his
gonna be a tough
throwing
one.
hand.
That's gonna be a tough one. I don't know, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
If Goff plays, I say they win. If he doesn't, I'm gonna say they lose.
Understandable.
That's throwing it under the bus, but
Understandable.
fair. I mean, you're picking the Rams to go to Seattle and win if he's with them because I'm picking them because of their defense.
He broke his thumb versus the Seahawks, is who he actually broke it against. Someone said that they expect him to be out. Somebody expects him to be out there, so we'll see how that goes. All right, Zach, the next game, that's at 4 o'clock. Next game, Saturday night. The spread is 8 for the road team.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa in Washington.
That's horrible. It's going to be. I do think Chase Young is going to get a whopping hit on Brady, but I think Tampa Bay is going to win.
It'll be close.
I think Bruce Arians might have stick his foot in his mouth because of what he said the other day. Be careful what you wish for. Because Chase Young said he wanted Brady.
Tampa Bay. All I got to say, I don't think. Think about it, they've played a defense of that caliber twice this year in the Saints, and they got beat both times.
And I don't think they'll have Mike Evans.
No, I think they said Evans might be out there.
Really?
Yeah, but they are not having somebody. I can't remember who's not playing.
I know Evans
for Tampa Bay. I don't know if it's a defensive player or somebody. Now, look, I'm not sitting here saying Washington's gonna win the game, but can they? If that defense plays outstanding, absolutely. We got great because we're one of the few defenses that's good at every level. We're good up front, we're good in the middle, and we're good in the secondary. So
Rivera said
we'll see how it goes.
Quarterbacks.
Play who?
Both quarterbacks.
Yeah, I did see that. Probably
that's a problem.
Well, I never said our offense was great.
I know. I mean,
it's the defense. Listen, if the game is 10-7, we still cover the spread, even though we lose.
Kevin's played quarterback. How hard is it to come in, out, hot, cold, blah, 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 blah. You're playing with somebody else.
The hot and cold thing ain't as big a deal. It's more of a play calling thing. We could try to run the ball in this series, and I not throw a pass, and then you take me out. I'm like, well, he could have handed it off. Why was I in there? Like, it's a weird position because you're either everyone likes you and you're everyone's friend, and then when you mess up, everyone hates you and don't talk to you.
I know what they're going to do.
It's just weird.
They're going to let Alex Smith manage the game. They're going to let Taylor Heineke come in and take some shots.
It's almost akin to basketball, Zach, where like a coach will let you play, but as soon as you miss a shot, he takes you out. Now, the starters don't shoot 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Why, as a backup, am I expected to shoot 100%?
Right.
and they take you out. That's what's the hardest thing. If I throw an incomplete pass, are you taking me out next play? That's difficult to deal with. Let me give you the Bucs losses. This is the key for this weekend and who I'm going to pick to win the Super Bowl.
They had a couple bad losses.
They've lost 5. They've got curb stomped twice
by the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Breaks beat off of them.
Now, with that said, though, the other 3 losses are combined. Ready for this? 7 points.
Yeah, they're close games.
They need somebody to beat the Saints.
Perfect. Exactly right. So, depending on the matchups in the playoffs, is going to depend on who I pick to win this playoffs. Because I don't know the Bucs. I don't think they can beat the Saints. You get stomped in the ground by the same team twice, you're not beating them.
It's here already.
But what if they beat Green Bay and somebody beats the Saints, and then now all of a sudden it's Bucs and Bears in the NFC, or Bucs and Rams? Then I'm picking the Bucs to make the Super Bowl.
Or Packers, right. Bucs. I think the Bucs beat the Packers.
Bucs would have to go to Green Bay.
I think
next week. If Bucs win, they're going to Green Bay.
I think Packers went to Tampa Bay and Bucs.
Tampa Green Bay went down
10.
there. Yeah,
they got that,
and they got whipped
by 28 points.
Yeah, that was the game. Tampa Bay ran for like 200 yards.
That's what I'm saying. Like they lost to 3 to the Rams. They lost by 3 to the Chiefs.
When the Rams got the number 1 defense, and Chiefs is probably the best team in the league,
and they lost by 1 to the Chicago Bears,
which I thought was a bad loss.
But
good defense.
They really
again. That's the kicker.
What did I say?
I know with Washington,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Washington is going to win this game, but could they? It's doable.
If they
and an 8-point spread, and the games that they usually lose are close. That defense is not letting them get beat by more than 10.
If Brady comes out and looks like a 43-year-old man, and they get a pick six or a couple of different turnovers, it's just bad.
What is Brady all time in the playoffs against the NFC East?
Probably undefeated.
No, think about it. He's lost 2 Super Bowls.
It's 2. He beat the Eagles.
0-3.
He lost to the Eagles.
He's 0-3.
He beat the Eagles.
I was thinking the McNabb.
He's beat the Eagles once, so he's 1-3. He's 1-3 in the playoffs against the NFC East. That's all I gotta say.
Good. Well.
And that was under Belichick and his defense.
I'm glad
this is now with Bruce Arians.
Cowboys and Washington pitched in on that record, that 1-3 record.
Are we sitting here saying that that was one of the best Giants teams they've ever had?
Well, obviously, Hunter, they got the rings. Don't mean no thing if you ain't got no ring.
Look.
Tom Brady got 40 touchdowns this year.
Washington will keep it close. Washington will keep it close. That's why I would not bet Tampa Bay to cover an 8-point spread.
Either it's going to be close and stupid, or Tampa's going to dog walk.
They're going to beat us by 30. Either one.
Look, there's always blowouts in round 1. Sometimes, and a lot of times, there's at least one blowout in round 2. It's usually 75%. Here's how round 2 usually goes: 75% home teams win. There's always one upset. That's the 1 in 4, and then there's always one blowout, whether it's a home team or it's the upset. So when you do the math on it, looking at round 2, like who's going to be the blowout? Somebody's going to blow somebody out this weekend, and you got to figure out who it is. And it could be them. All right, Sunday,
Oh my gosh, Dolphins offensive coordinator resigns. Man, they might be going for a new quarterback.
Right.
Who knows?
You're right. Bucks. So Bucks have the 8th best defense in the NFL. Okay, 8th best.
10-7, we still cover.
You're hoping, ain't you?
It's got to be a defensive touchdown.
Hey,
That's the only way we ever
Hunter,
score.
the more games y'all win, the worse that draft pick gets.
We're already here now. If we can win it, why not?
God.
I can say this. I would have never thought Washington at the beginning of the season would have won the division.
No, I didn't either.
I mean, that's the worst of all
I didn't
the
either.
teams.
I said they could get 5 to 6 wins. Guess what? We got 7 and
I
won
could
the
even
division.
have thought the Giants would because of Daniel Jones.
I had them ahead of the Giants, and I would in both, and we did. Y'all did too. Y'all had 4-3 Giants. I had 6. I had Redskins 6 wins.
We got 7.
I just can't help the rest of the division. So
Listen, I said
I got
this.
exactly how many wins that
I
have.
said this before the Philly game happened. If we lose, I'm fine with it. But we're right here knocking on the door of the playoffs. We might as well win. I mean, we might as well
Hunter,
try. Why not?
Who throws the least number of passes on Sunday? Ravens or Titans?
Ravens. 100% the Ravens throw the lesser amount of passes because, like I said, Ryan Tannehill statistically this season is a top 10 quarterback.
Is that game at Tennessee?
Yes. Tennessee was the division winner.
Tannehill, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks, 65% on the season. QBR, 78. That's going to be up there, 4th in QBR. Fitzmagic was 5th in QBR and got benched.
Always gets to roll in.
Tannehill, look, they got
So bad.
as much as a workhorse and an animal Derrick Henry is. I know he is. A.J. Brown and Corey Davis are no slouches at the wide receiver position.
Brown's really good.
So, and that's
Corey
why
Davis is
I've
good.
always thought if Tennessee could somehow balance this out with a little bit of Derrick Henry here, a little bit of hitting the wide receivers with Tannehill throwing the ball like this, I thought they'd be dangerous. Problem is their defense is bad.
And that's what helped them
And that's
last year is they had a
surprising.
good defense and a good running game.
Yeah.
And now after defense isn't good, they're 24th in defense.
Horrible.
They're the worst.
And it only makes sense.
They have the worst defense in the playoffs. Cleveland's next worst, then Buffalo. Or the 3 worst defenses in the playoffs. That's why I want to go through each one of these teams and give an Achilles heel here in a second once we pick this. So who you guys got in that game right now? Baltimore's favored by 3.5 on the road.
That's surprising. I think Tennessee wins it.
Tennessee won. Ryan Tannehill won more playoff games last year than against him than Lamar has in his career.
Yeah, Tennessee beat Baltimore last year. They know exactly what they're looking at. And as a matter of fact, it was in Baltimore, too, because Baltimore was like the 1 or 2 seed. So I'm going to take the Titans.
All right.
I am going to take the Titans.
Bears at Saints. Saints favored by 10 in the Dome. Do the Bears have anything for the Saints? Now remember, Bears
Drew completely healthy.
beat the Bucks.
I don't think he's completely healthy.
No, that's not going to happen with broken ribs. But
He's had
again,
a rough year.
Kamara just missed the last game.
He might
with
not be
positive COVID.
Is he playing?
Well, he probably. Well, just depends on how long of
Because
quarantine
they said he
had.
might miss a playoff game. That could be very, very
It's just
interesting.
going to depend on the positive test and how long he had to quarantine, and
He
how
says
many
that's
other
bad.
players were affected. Because I watched that game that they played against the Panthers this
Didn't have
past
no running
weekend.
backs.
They had no running backs. Yeah, they didn't have Latavius Murray either. So
and
we'll
that's
see how that goes.
That's mine or our biggest fear before,
well, that's how Cleveland just got.
right is before all this started. Is that, and we were talking about in the NBA Finals. I mean, all it takes is 1 week, 1 day, one bad thing, and people test positive, and then they shut them down. Like, well, we don't care. You got to play with what you got. Is how the leagues. That's been their policy. On
That's
all
their
of it.
MO now.
And so I'm gonna. It's gonna suck when the championship is, or if a championship is tainted by something of that nature. Saints this year lost to the Raiders, Packers by 7. Started the season 1-3. Hunter said fire Drew Brees. They
I
lost
said he's
to the
done.
Eagles and Chiefs by 3. Won the last 2 weeks by a combined score of 85-40. That sounds like college, don't it?
Yeah.
85-40 in the last 2 weeks.
Nobody really playing defense.
Here's their scores this year. 34-24, lost with 30. 35, 30, 27, 26, 38, 27, 24, 31, 21, won with 21, lost with 21 the next week, lost with 29, 52, 33. So there was only 20 Those in the 30s the most of the year, at least. And Zach, you know what they got? The number 5 defense in the NFL. Last time Drew Brees had a top 10 defense, won the Super Bowl. But here's the thing: it's been 11 years. So y'all got picking the Bears?
No, I'm not picking the Bears.
Nah. If they had a quarterback,
like defense, but
if they had a quarterback,
all right. Weirdest game of the weekend, I guess.
Steelers.
I don't know what's going to happen here with the coach.
Steelers.
The thing,
Steelers.
Hunter. I'm glad you're saying that's funny about that because you've been bad on Roethlisberger all year. We get in the first round, now you're picking him.
I know.
Is he going to play this week?
Who? Ben? Yeah, he'll
he's
play this
supposed to.
week.
We just don't have a coach.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Tomlin still?
No, Stefanski.
Stefanski has got COVID.
The Browns don't have a coach this week.
Oh, I saw that one. I thought you were talking about Pittsburgh. I was like, Tomlin got it too?
The rules cover basically you can't be on phones and stuff during this.
He's supposed to somehow virtually coach.
Are they going to let him?
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they said a special teams coordinator is taking over.
According to NFL rules, you're not supposed to let them. However, with this season and everything going on, we waived so many other rules. This one to me should have been one of the ones that we waived. Is if a coach gets it and can't be there, well, why can't he be there? What's he seeing different? Or even in that, Hunter, these buildings are pretty big, right? He can't be on in a suite somewhere on the other side of the building from everybody else.
I don't know.
But
it also hurts too for the Browns. They got one of their All-Pro linemen is going to be out for this too, tested positive for COVID.
What about a Google Meeting stuff? How hard would that be?
That's what I'm saying.
Whenever you said on a laptop,
whenever I was heard someone saying trying to virtual coach, I'm like, it's doable. We got virtual meetings all the time.
Today it's definitely doable right now, and a lot of people on TV are saying that they should do it and let them do it. It's just the argument is in the NFL rules is that you can't be on phones and TV. They want you to have the same access to the field as other people, as opposed to being away from it and having something else.
We got some teams that got offensive coordinators up in booths, and some of them that are on the sidelines.
Right. If he's not there and he's not seeing it in person, that's a disadvantage as well. Nobody looks at that part.
For God's sakes, Hugh Freeze called a football game for Liberty on a gurney.
Yeah.
Okay? I think we could let him come into the room or a room by himself with a mask.
Or not even that. Again, from home, you can easily just tie him into the audio, and then go from there. It shouldn't be that hard to do it. I don't know if they're going to, if they will. I mean, Hunter, without the head coach, or does any team have a chance without the head coach? Their biggest thing is you don't have Odell, you don't have you've had people testing positive all. They didn't even practice this week. They got 1 day of practice, Zach.
Yeah, he coached from a hospital bed.
Yeah,
and that was in college. How could you not do that in the pros?
It intrigues me more than any of that is that they just played. Mm-hmm. That intrigues me more than anything else.
They just played and he just tested positive.
No. My question, the thing that intrigues me the most.
Yeah, that. You're talking about the Browns and the Steelers.
How familiar.
Right.
The familiarity.
What I thought was weird about
this is like with the Seattle and the Rams. They split. Now they're playing for a third time. That's the same thing here. The Browns and the Steelers. And I will say this: they split. Now it's a third time.
I do not like some of the matchups that come up this week, first week in the playoffs, because of it's like playing a divisional game.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think
conference game.
I know what you're saying.
No, divisional game. That's right.
Yeah, I know exactly.
There's two divisional games this week.
I know exactly what you're saying. So to me, it just comes down to. I know I've been knocking the Steelers. The offense really hasn't looked great, and for God's sakes, they can't run the ball to save their life. But at the same time, if you've got no head coach and you've got Mike Tomlin, who's been there, has been in the playoffs before, same with Ben Roethlisberger, I mean, I will give credit where credit is due. I mean, it's the whole, we've been here before. I'm glad you're here for the first time since 2002.
Is it what if I saw it as a good thing that he's not there?
Stefanski?
In this game only. And I'm going to tell you
so he doesn't try to outdo himself, maybe? Or
the last 2 weeks, Nick Chubb's got 12 carries.
And last week, Nick Chubb was one that broke the 40-yard touchdown to win the game, basically win the game. I mean,
he basically didn't get 3 touches after that.
Do not get me wrong. I would love to see the Browns win this game. I just don't know how they do it. I with your head coach being out and that might throw situational stuff in disarray. It's gonna be a tall order. But we're also talking about your head coach is not going to be in there, and we're asking Baker Mayfield to almost try and play flawless too, without one of his starting offensive linemen in front of him. This season, the Browns had the #1 rated offensive line in pro football, and now they got one of their all-pro linemen out for this game. It's going to be tough, and I'll sit here and, like I said, I am rooting for the Browns to win this game. I think it would be fantastic. Do I think they do it? No, I don't.
All right, so here's the playoff picture. You've got Packers in the 1 seed. Now, the way this works, folks, is the Packers, and this is, I guess, before last week's games because it's got Johnson.
Washington is there now.
Washington's still there.
Yeah.
So Packers and Chiefs will play the lowest seed that wins in the playoffs. So if the Bears win, they're going to Green Bay. If the Rams win, they're going to Green Bay if the Bears don't win.
And if
so Bucks win, they're going if the other two don't.
Okay.
So
essentially,
the Packers
Green Bay
will be
and Kansas City is playing whoever gets the upset.
Right. Packers will be playing in this order: Chicago, Rams, Bucks, Washington. Those are the only 4 teams they can play. Yeah. They will not be playing any of those. Same thing with the Chiefs. They'll be playing either the Colts, the Browns, or the Ravens in round
or Tennessee.
2. Yeah, Tennessee if they win and everybody if chalk holds.
So did y'all pick anybody for the Pittsburgh?
Well, he said Pittsburgh.
I said Pittsburgh. I do. Just it's been a great season, Browns, and I'm glad you made it to the playoffs first time since 2002. But damn, it just seems once you get something high, something is trying to bring you back down to earth in Cleveland Browns fashion, and I think that's COVID.
They played the first game of the season, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and they played the last game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They got waxed first game. They barely got by the second game without Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be one of them times where, the whipping boy stands up and takes it to the proverbial all perennial winner.
So you would say the Browns would win?
Listen,
I want the Browns to win.
I want the Browns to win.
The king has to be knocked off sometime.
Kansas City?
I'm talking Brady was knocked off last year.
You're talking about Big Ben.
But talking about the Steelers compared to the Browns. At some point, the Bills took out the Patriots this year.
You're
At some
right.
point,
it's about time.
You're right.
I mean, Big Ben's getting long in the tooth. This is the transition year.
I think Ben's got maybe a year
Browns
left in him.
To the
That's
Ravens
it.
To start the season. They did get stomped by the Steelers in week 6.
They got
what was that?
38-7. Don't worry about it.
You talking about Cleveland? I thought they played game 1 and got
that was
waxed.
Ravens and
they got waxed
by the Ravens.
Yeah, I knew it was a smoking.
Yeah, it's 38-6 by Baltimore.
Jeez.
Yeah,
they've had some bad games. He played better without Odell. I mean, we've thought that though.
He is right now.
All right, so who you got, Zach? And then I want to talk.
I'm gonna take Cleveland just because I want them to win.
That's fine.
All right, so Saturday we're gonna pick our Super Bowl matchup. Zach, are you leaning anything in particular in Super Bowl? I want to break down each team. I want to see if you got anybody you're leaning to first.
You talking about the 2 teams
in the Super
Bowl? Green Bay and Kansas City.
So Zach goes Green Bay, KC.
Just because Aaron Rodgers is playing like lights out right now.
Okay, so
and it looks like
and I'm not Aaron
the
Rodgers
NFC's running through Green Bay.
So let's go through some of the pros and cons of each team real quick. As far as how I'm going to pick this Super Bowl, before the season I had Steelers, Seahawks. I don't know about either one of those teams right now. The past few years I've picked Saints, Steelers every year, and
I'm picking myself.
Or Saints, Patriots every year. I picked Saints every year the past 4 years. So let me go through this. Bears, I'd never pick a quarterback from North Carolina to win a Super Bowl, so you're out. It's just stupid. Number 6, the Rams. You change your uniforms, you're out. 5, the Bucks. Let's hold on to them for a minute.
Intriguing.
Let's hold on to them for a minute.
Where's Andre now?
Washington, no.
Nah!
Shit. Seattle's got a shot. Saints got a shot.
They got a fighter's punch.
Saints got a shot. Packers got a shot. Here's the problem with Saints and Packers, Zach. Neither one of their quarterbacks has been to a Super Bowl in a decade. We keep talking. For a decade, we've talked about one of these 2 teams, and neither one of them ever make it.
I'm gonna say this.
It's been 10 years.
Y'all can think what you want to. I had 2 teams that I thought would make Super Bowl on the NFC side, and both of them are conspiracy theory reasons because they're quarterbacks.
Yeah.
in the NFL wanting them to get it.
Who?
Packers and Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees.
Oh, okay.
Getting another Super Bowl.
Well, if you look
it's
back,
been 10 years. I ain't
past
done it
2
yet.
years.
Was it 2010 since Green Bay won it, and then 2007?
It was
2009. They were back to back. They were back to back.
Saints were.
Yes.
I didn't remember that. I thought they
Saints.
only won one.
And if
No,
you
they did. Saints won 9, Packers 10.
Oh, you're saying them back to back.
Yeah, they were
I
back
didn't
to
remember
back.
Saints winning back to
no,
back. But yeah, you're right.
they were back to back. I'm just saying, Saints past 2 years, they found a way to shit themselves in the playoffs. So,
Well,
hey.
So again,
bad call.
So again, in the NFC right now, at this second, Hunter,
I think Tampa Bay might be the favorite.
again, you just nailed it. With those two quarterbacks hadn't made it in 10 years, and I know people have been picking both of them to make it for 10 years, and they've never done it.
Right.
I'm not saying they can't. Seattle's defense is 15th. I can't even name who the running back is.
Who is this? Seattle?
Seattle. And that leaves you with Tampa, who has, ladies and gentlemen, a top 10 defense. And Tom Brady.
They have one Achilles heel. Who is going to meet the Saints before Tampa Bay does? Did you go through that?
No.
We don't know. We don't know.
Tampa Bay does not see the Saints at all. If Tampa Bay wins.
If Tampa wins, they're going to Green Bay probably, unless the Rams.
And that would be the perfect scenario for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they have to go to the Saints, I'm telling you guys, they're getting beat.
Right. The only way that's their Achilles heel. Again, the AFC is a little bit easier to me. The NFC, damn it, because like you said, the Bucs ain't beating the Saints.
No,
I don't think they can.
But
I think they're already. Psyche's done.
But the Bucs dog walked the Green Bay Packers earlier this
they
year.
did,
Right.
and that's what my mind's thinking.
Here's the problem I have.
And I don't think Aaron Rodgers.
Here's the problem.
I've never been an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Here's the problem I have with it, though. Say Green Bay goes on to the NFC Championship. Game is going to be played in Green Bay. So whether or not the Saints get there, the Bucs are going to have to play Green Bay in the beginning. And this is what I'm getting at, though. We're talking about Green Bay in January. For two teams in the South. And Tom Brady, I know,
Zach,
played in New England.
Brady's
Zach?
played there, though.
Who killed Lambeau, Zach?
What do you mean?
Who killed Lambeau Field? Well, it used to be the so tough. We
Vic.
don't worry about it. There you go. I knew you'd know the answer to that question.
It was, he embarrassed
Michael
every
Vick-
one of them. It
Michael
was freezing,
Vick-
and they couldn't touch him.
Michael Vick ended Lambeau
When
Field.
Michael Vick ended Lambeau Field, does Drew Brees or Tom Brady move like Michael Vick?
No, but Brady's played in the cold, and
He's
Brees
been in
is
Tampa Bay for a whole year. He said he's
a dog. He's a dog.
Listen to me.
Brady is a
He's
dog,
been in Tampa
man.
for 20. I mean, he's been in Boston for 20 years.
Tampa,
I know.
Now all of a sudden,
Brady's
he can't
a
do
dog,
cold.
man.
One
I'm
night.
telling you.
All right, okay.
It might give him a flashback to
Okay.
to Foxborough.
Fine. You know what? I will give you Tom Brady has
hope
been
it-
in.
I hope it
Tom
does
Brady
go
has.
through Lambeau.
I'm just letting you know. Regardless, it does. If they win and Green Bay goes to the NFC Championship game, it's going to be played in Green Bay. I'm just saying. I'll give you Tom Brady. Sure, he played in Foxborough for 20 years. How about everybody else on that Buccaneers team?
Mike Evans looks just like Aaron
Antonio
Hernandez.
Brown.
They'll be okay.
God almighty.
Antonio Brown played in Pittsburgh.
He does.
Antonio Brown played in Pittsburgh.
Listen.
Yeah, let's trust Antonio Brown.
I like Tampa Bay. I'll say that. I like Tampa Bay.
And I've
I
hated
do.
Tom Brady since forever. And you know what?
I hated the Patriots.
I can't say I ain't rooting for him this year.
I hated the Patriots. I respected Tom Brady because I knew how great he was just watching him. I'm just saying, it will not surprise me, though, if Green Bay makes the Super Bowl. But that doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
He might make it.
So, Zach, in the AFC.
I think AFC teams are a whole lot better than
First
NFC
thing
teams.
I want to ask is what is Kansas City's defense like ranking?
They're in the top. I think they're 11th.
They were like 2
They're-
and 3 in the middle of the season. They were way up there. They
They're
have
not there
dropped
yet.
off.
They're not
They
there
have
yet.
dropped off.
I think we checked Monday and they were
If
11th.
they come up against a really good defense on that, you talking about the Tampa Bay's defense, which was 8th? Is that right?
Uh-huh.
The 8th?
They're top 10.
That's intriguing.
They're 11th. Hunter's right.
They were
Chiefs
11th?
give up 23 a game.
It'd be intriguing.
So, AFC, Zach, here's my picks in the AFC. I got 5 of the 7 seeds exactly right. What I missed was 2 and 3 seed. I had the Steelers at 2, Patriots at 3. It ended up Bills at 2, Steelers at 3. So I had the seed flipped, and then I'm Bills, Patriots. So I got all the seeds right. So here's what I had before the season, folks. Colts at Steelers, Browns at Patriots, Ravens at Titans, and then I had Ravens at Chiefs, Patriots at Steelers, And then Steelers at Chiefs, with the Steelers making the Super Bowl over the Chiefs in a shootout. Now, let's back that up to reality, to where we're at today. And the problem is, Hunter, like we said over on the other side, is we have some issues here. Where did my thing go? There it goes. All right, so 7, Phillip Rivers. Not you picking a dude who's been in California for 20 years and in a dome to go up to Buffalo and upset the Bills? No. Okay. Tennessee and Baltimore. I don't think Baltimore can win the Super Bowl. I don't think Tennessee can either, because if you have an elite running game, you need an elite defense, and they don't have the elite defense to go with that running game, so mark them out.
Who's beat Kansas City this year?
Kansas City has lost to the Raiders. I think that was it.
I
think they've lost twice. The last game of the season they lost to the Chargers, but they sat everybody.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
They were 14-2.
Yeah, 14-2.
So Chiefs hadn't really lost anybody. So anyway, Steelers run game.
Abysmal.
They fell off the map.
Their defense,
They have a great defense.
is third. And that's why I picked them to win it this year, Zach. When I said, because last year I think they finished 5th in defense. I said, you take the top 5 defense, you add Ben Roethlisberger, you're going to the championship game, maybe Super Bowl. So, as much as I want to pick the Browns guys again, without a coach, I don't think our defense is good enough yet. I think, Hunter, this year, if we make our defense studly, we're going to be hell to deal with next year.
This is the transition year for them taking over that. Well, Baltimore's going to be there too.
Oh yeah, Lamar's young. So in the AFC, Hunter, I'm gonna give a shooter's chance to you Bills.
They got a real shooter's chance.
But I don't even like Kansas City that much. I picked them to win, let's say, 13 games. I was off by 1. But I think they play, I think they're that team, I think they're like the Warriors, where they've got all these weapons.
They're going to get bored.
And they dick around too much.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up doing dumb stuff. And you'll see Draymond Green shooting a 3-pointer or something like that. And you're just like, what am I watching right now? Like, why are we getting beat? Or why? So they worry me there. If I had to go down to it right now, I might say Kansas City and Tampa. And that's what I'm leaning towards before this Saturday, before I do my final picks. God, that's tough.
I'll tell you what. I think Green Bay makes it in the NFC. I'm just doing divisional championships. But I don't know who's going to be there with them. AFC-wise, I'm just going to go chalk. I truly believe it'll be Kansas City and Buffalo.
What I'll probably end up doing Saturday is New Orleans. And here's why. Is that Tampa can't beat them. And if it comes down to Breeze and Rodgers, I've always liked Breeze better. I don't care where it's at. I'm going to go with that. And they've got a top 5 defense. Green Bay don't, and they do. So I'm leaning. I'm split right now, Hunter. I don't like Green Bay at all. I'm like New Orleans or Tampa, and then I'm gonna finalize it Saturday. Then Kansas City. Look, if Buffalo beats them, honestly, I don't think I'd be surprised. I know the world.
I don't either.
I know the world's.
You're talking about Buffalo beats Kansas City?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Now, Kansas City beat Buffalo earlier in the season in Buffalo. But people forget that game was played in almost a monsoon. It was disgusting. It was rain everywhere. Now we would be talking, it would be in Kansas City. Buffalo's used to the cold, so it really wouldn't change that much. It'd be almost like it was a home game for Buffalo. They really can compete with it. It just comes down to Kansas City's got the better defense than Buffalo. They do. But which team's hot right now?
I tell you who, I know, Hunter, I know we've talked about it a while. I can't remember if I've seen anything to do. If I told you who I thought Josh Allen reminds me of.
You say John Elway.
What do you think about that? Young Elway. Cannon arm, can run. Can't name his running back.
Big guy. Until he got TD. And then we got TD, man.
Right, he didn't win until he got Terrell Davis. He went to 3 Super Bowls, though, just on that arm.
Yeah.
But to me, it's to me, he's young Elway. And a lot of people that never saw Elway play, I mean, that's where I lean on. Kelly wasn't as mobile.
Kelly was
Elway ran around.
Kelly looked like a grandpa back there.
He was kind of like an 8-man.
Yep, he was.
Him and 8 were a lot alike.
Like 10-man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the more I watch Josh Allen, I don't want to get on an NBA discussion, but I like to watch Russell Westbrook play because of the way he plays, and Josh Allen on the NFL side, like he plays like that. He's Kevin. You talked about Ben Roethlisberger being a baller, and Josh Allen is in that same. He's a blue collar, hardworking, big arm baller, and that's why I actually like Buffalo this year.
And this is a testament to really how good they've worked with him in Buffalo. Josh Allen, coming out of high school, played JUCO college ball in California. When he was done, he had 2 scholarship offers. One of them was to like Eastern Michigan, and the other one was to Wyoming. And now you look at all those other schools that see him now and probably saw him when he was playing JUCO. And in college, they probably looked at him and said, there's no way he would have turned into that.
He's Steph Curry Davidson.
I want you to think about it, though. That's a good comparison. He played at a small college. Nobody really wanted to give him a chance. And then look at him. He had to earn it, though, because his first 2 years, all I kept hearing was people saying he's a bust. He's no good. He was barely completing over 50% of his passes. But this, to me, is what happens when you don't pull a Josh Rosen, who was taken after Josh Allen, and you bail on him after a year because maybe he didn't play too great. If you see something in him and you think you can mold him and work him into it, this is what the NFL just doesn't do anymore. That's why we're sitting here having conversations. Is Miami going to move on from Tua?
That's insane. Spend a first-round pick on a quarterback and then move on.
That is so costly.
Right.
Like to get that first round.
That was the 6th pick, Tua.
Yeah.
The 6th pick. You could have had ballers.
You take a chance. Well, it's just so weird. You take a chance on a quarterback instead of taking something that's
the best player at the position.
A best player in the position or a 100% pick. Hey, I can pick a guy I know is going to make a Pro Bowl, or I can risk my job and our franchises.
The only thing, that the
me.
Dolphins have to do now, though, is they look at that 6th spot. They picked either 5th or 6th. Doesn't matter, because guess who picked right after him? Los Angeles Chargers.
This year?
No, yes, last year.
Oh, I think this year Atlanta's picking after him.
No, I'm saying guess who picked after him last year? The Los Angeles Chargers. And guess who they took? Justin Herbert.
Hebert.
And look what he did.
Hebert.
He was 4th in yards and didn't.
And set the rookie touchdown for 31 touchdown passes.
And he's he's kind of similar to
Josh
Allen.
He is. And that was another point. I like listening to Colin, and Colin made a good point because that's what everybody's talking about right now when it comes draft time. It's what we know what the Jags are probably going to do, going to go Lawrence. It's what the Jets and the Dolphins are going to do, because technically they can both say we have quarterbacks. We have Sam Darnold with the Jets. We have Tua with Miami. But what they both have to do, and especially Miami, is look and say, we got to play Josh Allen now twice a year. Do our quarterbacks step up to what he does?
I'll tell you what the Jets are going to do. Jets are going to get rid of Sam Darnold for a 2nd-round pick, just like with Rosen. And they're going to pick the guy from Ohio State.
Justin Fields.
That's what I think they're going to do. I don't think it's the right move.
It's just, you never know.
But Darnold's been what? Is this his 4th year? That's a long time.
Yeah, he's had 3 years. This is his 3rd year.
Shit.
This is his 3rd year.
What is this?
So, a lot of stuff is going to happen. Kansas City's going to be a tough out for the whole thing.
All right, Zach, you missed a couple of weeks. What do you want to touch on to end the show? Do you have a prediction or any thoughts on the college football before we talk? I know you want to talk NBA, probably.
Yeah, I want to talk NBA. How can the Hornets be Dallas and Boston and the Nets?
It's the NBA regular season. It's so stupid, isn't it?
With Durant and Kyrie Irving playing, Luka played. We won 2 games, I believe, right now, and we're 2-4.
2-5 now.
2-5.
And beat the 2 best teams that we played.
Can I bang my head against the wall?
Yeah,
because Terry Rozier's had a couple of really, really, really good games.
He's actually top 5 in scoring, I think. Let me pull that.
I mean, he's popped some 40-point games.
Yeah,
and he's been
top 10
a bomb
now.
From 3.
He's backed up.
Dunked on Durant. I mean, he's been a baller. And I still, even though that Lonzo's had some, not Lonzo, LaMelo's had some.
He's backed up to 30th. He's averaging 21.6.
But I hate the LaMelo pick. I still do.
So, a couple of questions here for you. One of the things I've been talking about is, Durant playing with these point guards that are ball hogs and still averaging what he averages is quite insane. Durant this year is shooting 17 shots a game, averaging 28 points a game.
And he likes that.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what he likes.
I watched a whole Bradley Beal takes 5 more shots a game and gets 2 more points in him. And I watched one of their games. It wasn't the Hornets game; it was the game before or after. In the whole second quarter, he didn't even touch the ball. Scored 28 points that night. Didn't even touch the ball.
He's got probably the smoothest.
Is he the all-time leading scorer, Zach? If he plays with someone like Rondo his whole career?
No,
an actual point guard.
I would say if he had a different mindset of how he goes about running his team.
No, I'm saying like he gets 20. He's 4th all time right now.
Yeah.
He's tied with LeBron basically at 3rd.
He's happy about just being. I'll get the ball and I'll get you 20. He's not ever been the one like give me the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The only time he did that was a couple times in Golden State.
He got traded. That's the only time.
It goes back to that. That was not his team.
He asked for the ball. Well, you talk about Golden State here. A couple of other things. So Zion Williamson at 6'6", 75, 70, 80, quick rebounder off his misses. I'm just watching some tape. Zach, to me, he's a left-handed Barkley.
Yeah. If he can keep his weight under check.
I guess right now I'd put him in Larry Johnson range.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't, he's averaging 20 and 10, but over time, that's the thing about the difference between Barkley and LJ is he was way more longevity, and he's still he's slightly better than LJ on that.
Yeah, and I think LJ 19, 20, 8 or 9 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Zion looks good, but is he going to stay that? Is he going to be like Fat Barkley?
He's averaging 20 and 8 right now.
That's LJ numbers. Barkley's probably 12, 13 at rebounds.
25 and 13.
Yeah, he's beast.
Roughly. Somewhere
people
around
forget.
there,
I'm not going to bring that up, but people just forget how good Barkley was. He's a beast.
So in the East right now, Philadelphia's first, Orlando and Indiana's second. Hunters, you have that down in your picks in the East.
No.
Indiana's always the blue collar scrappy team. Orlando.
Now I knew Indiana would be scrappy, and especially with Oladipo back healthy. When Victor plays, he's a star. I'm not going to quite name him superstar.
He's perfect for Indiana.
He is.
They're perfect for each other.
He is.
Had he already asked to be traded though?
I think that was a rumor, and then he come out and squashed it and said he's not asking to leave Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know really where he would fit better than where he already is because he's in a winnable East. Like you looking at it now, I know we're only 7-8 games through the regular season, but
listen, I know we're only there, but they're playing 72 this year.
Mm-hmm, that's it.
So 10% of the season is over.
Mm-hmm.
So times it by 10. Philadelphia's on pace to go 60 and 10. Hornets are on pace to go 20 and 50. If you want to put that,
what they win last year, 20-something games. That'd be normal.
I don't know. I can't remember the exact
because I know last year we were.
Seems like they got 30. They win 35 games every year.
We were like 10th or 11th,
30 or something.
Because I remember
23 and 42.
I was say
in 65 games.
I was like, because I remember sitting right here saying they could win 10 games.
They're horrible.
We say that every year. They could win 10 games, but somehow, some way, they just find a way to win a few more.
They beat the Nets and they beat the Mavericks.
And get beat by the Thunder, who have no NBA players on their team other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And I would trade Terry and Devontae for Shai Gilgeous. I would.
So yeah, I don't know about Devontae. I like him. I hate the Twitter, man. I know you're not on there.
I have no problem with Devontae. Just I know what Shai Gilgeous is, and that boy can ball. He's a ball player.
Twitter loves the mellow ball, and they hate you if you say anything bad about him. They're hating on Devontae Graham yesterday, and I was like, God almighty, people. But Hornets won 23 games last year. They're on pace to win 20 this year. So with the number 3 pick in the draft and adding Gordon Hayward, they're basically the exact same team they always have been. And as Hornets fans, Hunter, we just want somebody to score 20 points. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Right now, our 20-point scorer is Terry Rozier.
And almost Gordon.
Think about this. Let me click on them real quick because that would be nice to talk about as far as their team wise goes. Like they're Malik Monk can't even play in.
No, huh?
Was he 11th pick?
Yeah, and then last year he missed games because I think he had a cocaine problem.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
It was a substance abuse problem he was violating for the league, and that's why he had to sit out for quite a while.
Shit. So, Zach, let's look at our roster. Malik Monk had a cocaine problem and is averaging 1 point a game, his 11th pick. Cody Zeller, 19 minutes a game, averaging 6 points a game. He's getting outplayed right now by Bismack Biyombo, who we picked Cody Zeller at 4.
Biyombo balled out the other day. I about fell out.
He led the team in scoring in one of those losses. It's just Miles Bridges, Devontae Graham averaging 10, PJ 11, LaMelo 11, Gordon Hayward 18, and Rozier 21. Overall, Harden's leading the league with 33 points a game, Zach. He shoots 11 threes a game, and Jordan shot 1 3 a game and still scored more points than him. Steph Curry at 32 a game, scored 6-2 the other night. Zach, besides Magic Johnson, is Steph the greatest point guard in NBA history?
No. But I mean, he can definitely, he's the greatest shooter in NBA history.
Why is he not the best point guard in NBA history?
Because he's not a distributor.
Okay. So who you got?
I mean, Magic's obviously up
Here's
there.
your. I said beside Magic.
Stockton's up there.
But here's the thing: Stockton went to 2 championships, didn't win it.
I understand.
Isaiah won 2.
Isaiah's definitely up there.
But Isaiah's not. Is Steph not just as good as going to the rack and then shooting 92% from or 95% from the free throw line? You know what he's shooting this year from the free throw? Where was it? Hunter?
Probably ridiculous.
98.2%.
He's always in the 90s.
Did y'all see the video? He hit 103s in a row.
That's what I'm saying. Like
100.
Zach, who
He didn't miss.
At what point do you have to say you definitely that you have to keep him in conversation?
Oh yeah.
Like, who are like so
Incomplete.
Isaiah didn't shoot as good as him.
He's an incomplete.
I could say Stockton could shoot, but nobody shoots as good as Steph Curry.
Stockton was everywhere. Stockton, he played good defense.
Mm-hmm.
He could shoot. Mm-hmm. He could distribute. And he was a good floor general.
The only thing Stockton could do was dunk. So if that's your,
I don't think he ever dunked one time. I don't think he ever did, but I don't know. It'd be hard pressed to pick Stockton over Steph Curry if you was sitting there fixing to play some ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not, Hunter. Is Steph?
Steph to me is at least top 3 point guard of all time. If you want to talk championships, you'd have to go Magic, which we always like to bring up when we talk GOAT conversation in general. A lot of stuff that Jordan has done. A lot of people still comes down to he was 6-0, 6 championships, unblemished, and at least when you look at
if Brady was 3-3, would we be saying he's the GOAT?
Probably not.
No.
So why do they do that with LeBron then?
I don't know.
Ain't that the same argument? Because remember, even when Brady was 5-2, people were still saying Montana.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he won the 6th one, he got 2 more championships than Montana with his losses. That kind of evened it out. And that's what people were saying with Michael Hunter is, okay, wherever you want to go, start at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then get past 6, and if you got losses, we'll start subtracting. So with LeBron having 6 losses, he's got to win 12.
To me,
got to win 12.
Steph could be there at 2 for me.
I don't know why.
And you could argue Steph at 1 is the best scoring point guard we've ever seen. He's almost like just a little bit of gunpowder. And all you got to do is get him close enough to the flame and he's going to explode. Like, I want you to think about that. He scored 62 the day after people were questioning his legitimacy as a top 5-10 player in the league.
And he's won 2 MVPs, right?
2 MVPs, was the first unanimous MVP. And not only that, he's the all-time 3-point shooter in league history.
You got Nash that's up there, too. I don't think Nash is better than him, though.
I want you just to sit there and think about it. We're just talking pure point guards. Magic could score a little bit, but
he's probably 19.
But not like how Curry does. Magic can assist, and Curry can pass the ball, but not like Magic. Curry's got handles and can break ankles for days, and can shoot off the ball and can shoot with the ball. It doesn't matter. And not only that, He's not just a three-point shooter. He can score at the rim, too. He's very crafty when he gets in there. So I believe, and I don't know, it's going to be tough for anybody to say this right now, but I think when it's all said and done and Steph hangs it up, he could have an argument for the greatest point guard of all time.
It could be incomplete.
Oh, I think it is incomplete because I think we're getting his time is getting stolen from what happened last year and this year with Clay going down. And I know some people will be like, "Oh, well, if he's so great, he should be able to carry the team." That don't always happen, buddy. It just don't. If you don't have a supporting cast, then you'll look like how Michael Jordan did before they actually had players around him. Same with LeBron. LeBron had the same problem with Cleveland. That's what they always want to say. He didn't have anybody around him. And then the same reason he was injured that year and sat out so long with the Lakers. He didn't have anybody around him. You got to have people around you. So I think that's seriously. I think we just got this year and last year.
Again, Dirk's the only one that didn't have 2 All-Stars to win.
Right.
True.
I think we unfortunately had this year and last year stolen from us with Steph. Because I think they still could have been contenders in the West.
I can still remember Dirk being on inside stuff, walking around with Ahmad Rashad, and he might have been 19. So skinny, tall, and who would have ever thought? But have y'all ever seen the interview with Barkley on Dirk? He said you got to watch it. He said he come out. He said that boy kicked our butts.
Yeah,
he was like 17.
Oh, when they scrimmaged them.
Dirk destroyed them. I'll send you that. You need to watch it.
Listen, when that finals against the Heat was just
great.
They
did have the jet.
The example that I like to give Zach is in talking to these kids. You know, you talk about the 3-pointers and the point guards, and at the end of the day, whoever almost steal has the best person that you could just throw the ball to on the block and say go 1-on-1. That guy still wins the championship almost every year, other than Steph Curry, Durant, LeBron, Kawhi. And you know, it went from the big man. You know, Jordan did it, Kobe did it, but Dirk, what he did in that finals was a lesson, a clinic in footwork, post moves, pivot move, jump shots, just like everything he did in that was stuff, Hunter, that you teach, that I've seen in every practice, everything my whole life, every teaching drill, and Dirk did it like to perfection. And he's at 7 foot. And that's what was like, damn, that dude just right now is on fire. And that's why he's number 6 all-time leading scorer. Now, I do got a fun stat for you. Zach Curry is number 2 all-time in three-point percentage.
Ray Allen.
Number 1 is Steve Kerr.
His coach.
Nope. Not his coach. What?
What are you doing?
Another Steve Kerr?
He's not his coach.
Is this a different Steve Kerr?
No, Steve Kerr played for the Bulls and Spurs.
He coaches.
You didn't listen to the first thing I said out loud. I said Curry is 2nd all-time in three-point shooting.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So Steve
Kerr's not his coach.
Steve Kerr is his coach. Steve Kerr is the coach of the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, he is, but Seth Curry doesn't play for the Golden State Warriors.
What?
Seth Curry does not play for the Golden
he said
State
Seth? That's what you said,
Warriors.
Steph.
I never said the first name. I just said Curry.
Oh.
And I got y'all all up and confused about what I was going. Seth Curry is number 2 all-time in three-point percentage in the NBA. Seth, not Steph. Steph sucks, Hunter. He's at 6th.
Damn.
At 43%.
Damn.
His brother Seth is 44%, 1% better.
Yeah, he's awful. Steph Curry being the best point guard of all time could never.
I watched. Did y'all see the video of him hitting 100 in a row?
Remember 100? How many years has went by and the Hornets not signed Seth Curry?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Because
Seth Curry, it feels like he's just jumped around. At one point, he was in the G League. And
he could have been on our team the whole time. And he's
all right. We just put Biyombo on the bench.
Yeah, I would. So Steve Kerr's 1. Seth Curry is 2. Seth Curry. I'm glad I got y'all good on that one. Hubert Davis.
I can see that.
Is number 3. I can see it, but I wouldn't have guessed it.
I wouldn't have guessed it. I can see it.
Hubert Davis is number 3. Number 4 is Drazen Petrovic.
The lost athlete. He was probably one of the. He was one of the first. Who was the other one that was played? Come out at the same time as him. Drazen. One of them played for Portland.
Sabonis? You talking about Arvydas Sabonis?
No, this before that. They had two that came out.
Detlef Shrimp was out there.
It was the one with Drazen. Drazen actually got killed.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson is 5th. Your favorite player, Hunter.
I like Duncan Robinson.
Steph
catch and
I
shoot.
know him.
He plays for the Heat.
He plays for the Heat. He's point guard. I mean, shooting guard for the Heat.
He was a rookie
He's
last
in the
year.
finals.
Is that the white guy?
Yeah,
Not Tyler Hero, but the other one.
Okay, I was thinking Hero.
that's the one from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Where's Robinson from?
Robinson played at Michigan.
Okay.
But he had to do a JUCO stint. And then
I
got
remember
to
Robinson
Michigan.
in Michigan.
All right, Steph Curry 6, Jason Capono 7, Tim Legler 8, Steve Novak 9th, Joe Harris 10th. Steve Nash comes in at 12th all time. It rounds to 43%. All these guys are 43% when you do
I'm
the
surprised
rounding.
Ray Allen ain't there.
But it's like 4.2 something. Ray's got the most, I think.
He's got the most made.
Yeah, Steph's third all time.
And I think Reggie's way up there, ain't he?
I think Reggie may be second all time made, but
Well,
not. but not percentage.
I think when it's all said and done.
Which is crazy because Reggie had the ugliest shooting motion, and it was just ugly.
Well, when it's all said and done, I think he'll take that spot.
the most.
The most, yeah.
What if he's the most and Seth gets past Kerr in percentage? And you've got Dale Curry's kids are one of them has the most 3-pointers and the other has hit the most.
And guess what?
percentage-wise.
Neither one of them wore a Hornets uniform.
That's sad. We could have had Curry.
Dale taught both his boys. Either one of his boys can shoot better than all 3 Ball sons combined.
Mm-hmm.
If you had this contest, Zach, get this. Seth on this side of the court. How about this? Fuck all 3 of them. How about the daddy and the mama? How about all 5 of them shooting threes? You got 60 seconds. Who hits more threes? Seth or the Ball family? Mm-hmm. He has to, wouldn't he?
I saw
so?
Steph hit
Yeah.
100 in a row.
I saw. Can the
Well,
Ball family hit
I was
105?
gonna say Steph didn't miss for like 5 minutes straight. He just,
100
Think
in a
about that.
row.
If you sat a contest and one guy's sitting there shooting,
dude, I'm lucky
You
if
got
I
5
hit. I'm
over
lucky
here.
if I hit 1 for 6 or something like that.
He was hitting up the net, and it was from the corner, which is odd. You know, the corner 3 is
corner 3's closer.
it is closer,
But-
but it's got a bad angle. I mean,
But if you
you got to
think
be able
about
to.
it,
You got to like it.
yeah.
I'm about to say, if
Some
you
people don't
think
like
about
shooting
it, the best thing about the backboard is what it does is it helps your depth perception
Plus,
a lot.
right.
Plus, your
Right.
feet have to be right because that out of bounds line is right behind you. It's tight.
My favorite spot to shoot the 3 is right where is on the wing, right where the
Kinda like
3-point
an
line,
angle.
right where the
Yeah,
3-point
that's
line
where I like it.
corners.
I'm at a corner right side of
I don't like to bank it. It's just for some reason what Hunter's talking about, the depth perception.
corner
So,
right's my favorite.
If you're straight on, the rim blends into the backboard.
Right.
If you're on the side, the rim goes into the crowd.
Yes.
My favorites-
But if you're on the wing, you
It's
see
a-
everything.
My favorite spot to shoot the 3 is the same spot you could shoot it in double dribble and nail it every time.
It's a pickup.
My favorite the favorite spot is during the pickup game, Hunter. When you inbound it to me, if you see me standing on the left wing about 5 feet behind the 3-point line, that's
I'm
my
just pulling it.
it's getting shot.
Just getting
like
shot.
there's no question. Like if y'all let me catch this inbound pass behind
Right.
this left side 3, I'm firing.
I like my glass game a lot. If somebody gives it to me, I'm gonna try it every time. I promise you. If I'm right there, maybe not quite deep in the block, but that's a good way to explain this. Maybe like kind of like a mid range where you would see maybe Dwayne Wade pull
15
from.
feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere in there. But at the angle where I can use the glass if I need to, we're straight.
I'm not a big glass man.
I hit one of those glass shots in a church basketball league. This was this past year. And the ref looked at me and said, "It was a damn good shot." I was like, "I appreciate that. Thank you."
I'm not a big glass person at all.
I like it because I look at it and
I hate the people that are.
and I don't like I don't try to use it, of course, with your 3
Zach,
shot
you were
where it's like
Brad Pruitt.
bank. I'm just no, but if it's there, I'm gonna use it.
Zach, I was trying to tell Andre don't believe me. And I know Hunter don't know him, but I was trying to tell Andre about Mike Silver's hook shot.
He can hit it from anywhere. On the run, in the dirt.
Just
Because we
lets
always
it
play
go.
in the dirt.
He's like the dude perfect guys where they hit all these bullshit shots. You
Yeah.
give him a ball
Right.
and let him do a hook shot
Yeah.
from anywhere. And what Zach's talking about in the dirt, we
Yeah.
didn't have concrete
No.
back then when we were growing up. We
Rocks,
played basketball
played-
in the dirt.
Right.
And so it's hard to cross it over because you might hit a bump and the ball
goes
bounces away.
somewhere else. Yeah.
But we would throw it around. And how old was he when we were?
He was 35, 36, because me and Mickey was talking about it the other day.
And you throw it to him. I swear, Hunter, he ain't but how tall?
He's probably 5'8", 5'7". He's about your height. Is that right?
I'm 5'8".
He's about your height.
Okay. And Hunter, it's just hook shots.
Yeah.
He's going to take a. He's going to
From
take
40
a,
feet away.
He's going to take a running dribble. He's going to right hand dribble it, but he's going to keep you on his left hip, and then he's going to pull one where you can't touch it. And I could jump pretty good at when I was young.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had a buddy of mine, and whether it was
you
like
could dunk, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a buddy of mine in gym class, and he was almost the same exact
Can't
way.
now.
It wasn't hook shots,
yeah.
but it was like
Can't get the net
It was
now.
like you give him a wide open shot. You give him a wide open shot, and he's missing everything.
Yeah.
But if he drives the lane 360s and throws some bullshit, and I'm like,
Only thing-
how'd you hit that?
Only thing I can dunk now is a donut.
Yeah.
But and his dad was the same too. You
Yeah.
put them two together, you were in trouble because they trick shot you.
Now, Dad-
his dad was master of keeping you on his butt.
He liked to back people down Barkley style.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could
And then
he
throw
could
the
butt
hook in
you
the lane.
around.
Yeah.
But
Because
he-
we were smaller than him.
He was the Dad's original corner three person. He loved the corner three, Hunter. And honestly, I don't need to see. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable over there really. And he would just go stand in the corner and bust it every damn time. But I was trying to talk to Andre the other day because somebody brought up the hook shot about something. We was talking about these 7-footers, and I was like, best hook shot I ever seen was damn Mike Silver up here off Paul Breen Road
on the dirt.
on dirt. I'm serious. It's on dirt. He's out there throwing hooks from
Brown dirt.
40 feet away like he's Kareem. Ray Allen's 1, Reggie Miller 2, Steph Curry 3, Kyle Korver 4, Harden 5. Vince Carter is 6th all-time three-point shots made.
He's going to go down as a great Hall of Famer, but he never got the respect as good as he actually was.
He's a good argument, Hunter, on your classes about bigger, stronger, faster. I'm like, if bigger, stronger, faster is true, why hasn't nobody done a better dunk contest in 20 years?
Doing Vince Carter.
Like, it's
That's
20
still
years
arguably
ago.
the greatest dunk contest of all time.
Everybody knew that was a rap.
It's insane, just insane. All right, Zach, any other news and notes?
On Vince for a minute.
Yeah.
When he was in you could just watch him coming onto the court, and he had a different athleticism than him.
If Vince had Stackhouse's attitude, that's Jordan.
Yeah, because
That's what we're trying to explain.
Stackhouse had the swagger.
Stackhouse had the swagger. His game was not as smooth, and his shot wasn't as like he got streaky hot. Like he get hot. He's kind of like James Harden. Like he's going to drop 40 or 50, but if he's having a bad day,
And he seemed shorter. He played shorter than he was. He's 6'5".
yeah, no, he's 6'6" too. They're all
Stackhouse
6'6". They're all 6'6".
But he played shorter to me. But no, the first time we ever seen Stackhouse, we went down to and I think we've told this a couple times, but we went down to Hunter Huss.
Ashbrook.
Was it Ashbrook? I always think it's Hunter Huss for some reason. And Roderick Howard was playing. Roderick Howard balled out on them. They got destroyed.
Ashbrook kid scored 50 on Oak Hill.
He destroyed.
He hit a 3 at halftime from half court.
Yeah.
Oak Hill had Mac Tarrienjai,
Yeah.
which was a Tar Heel. Mm-hmm. They had
Jeff McGinnis.
Jeff McGinnis was Tar Heel, and they had Stackhouse. Stackhouse was committed to UNLV at that
They
time.
had another kid that was going to Wake Forest.
He was a white
too.
boy.
Yeah, this is the
The white boy. He was going to South Carolina, I believe. There was another center that was really good.
Rusty LaRue. Wasn't that who it was
Yeah.
on the Oak Hill team?
Surprised we didn't find our autographs down at our grandma's house now that you say that.
I've got mine,
Do you?
I've
I think
got-
mine was at Grand's.
but it was just on a piece of paper.
The only thing I think I can say to wrap it up, now that you brought up the Tar Heels, is this might be one of the worst basketball teams they've had in years. And that includes last year's.
I thought Playtech would actually pan out. He sucks.
He hit the game winner last
He
night,
did,
but who
he's
cares?
he's hitting seven
But at the
points a
same
game.
time, I'm like, who cares? You know?
And that was against Miami.
Yeah. Miami was good like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just losing.
and an interesting thing to wrap my statements up is the interesting thing is it's going to get interesting in the ACC because Roy's getting long in the tooth and Krzyzewski's way long in the tooth. There's going to be a new regime coming in. Do we turn into Connecticut? The ACC teams? Is it possible? It's very possible.
I don't know. We'll just
I
have
think
to see.
Carolina's got enough people in the factory to run the system. I swear, if they bring Kenny Smith in here, I think it pops off because all these young kids know who Kenny Smith is.
Can we not bring him and Barkley?
I think Hubert. Yeah, I know, right? I think Hubert would be is going to be a good coach.
I think Hubert's the one in waiting.
As far as Duke goes, the problem is either you like Duke. There's 10% of people on the planet that like Duke, or 9. Everybody else hates
Duke.
So are they bringing in somebody outside of Duke, or I doubt it?
They're bringing in Capel.
Like what's Coach K's got to have a succession plan on that, right?
They're bringing in Jeff Capel.
I'm bringing all the Capels
You
they
think?
want.
I don't know.
Coach
Mark Blunt was on that team, Zach. Alex Sanders.
What was that, the 95, 94?
93
Was it that long?
Oak Hill team.
Sanders is the other center.
Alex Sanders put a nice career at Louisville, and he had a stint with the Harlem Globetrotters. Mark Blunt played with the Miami Heat, Stackhouse, McInnes, Maktar Jai. They beat a team named John Battle 96-8.
They beat Hunter Huss by 50, wasn't it? Did it have that on there?
It was a bad. I'm scrolling down and see.
It was around 50.
If this is just a story I'm looking at, it said Oak Hill in that game had 18 dunks and 14 block shots.
Stackhouse broke the buzzer at Ashbrook
On dunking it. He shook it.
He broke it. It was hanging.
Stackhouse in that game had 18 on that game. Look at the 82 Warriors where they went to play. Mark Blunt, Mike Britton, Tavares Johnson, Xavier. Everybody on the team went somewhere. Jermaine Smith is who went to UNLV. Maktar Jai was originally signed with Michigan.
Carolina.
And he was talking to Wake Forest. There's 3 guys on the team that didn't. So there's Kevin Hastings.
Wouldn't you hate to be in them?
I was about to say there's me, and Franklin Allen and Wes Brown right there.
Jeez.
And Derek Davis and everybody. All right, that was a pretty nice little look back there through time, and I wish I might be able to find that, Zach. Oak Hill versus Ashbrook. I bet Richard Walker has a story on that.
Was he reporting in, you think?
I think he was. All right, Hunter, this Friday you've got basketball. We're going to give you the equipment.
Was emailed yesterday from the AD, and it might be tomorrow night.
When is that decision going to be made?
I don't know. He did not tell me. He said he will email me and let me know. But he said they are working to get it moved to Thursday. I actually can pull up the exact email that he sent me.
Well, I guess I got to get off the phone. Get off here. We'll see you guys Saturday morning. Sports Talk, KTC Broadcasting. Hunter Yancey, Kevin Hastings, and Terry and Tom will be here Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Shock Joxx Sports Podcast. Hunter, you got anything?
Nope, that'll be all.
All right, Zach, say goodbye.
See you guys.
KTC.